Playing on iPhone? Now you can play unlocked with Google Play Games on PC.
Get to the money.
Yo, dog, focus up. It get lit when the sweets pulling up. 40 put him to sleep, night quillin' the gun. Nazi start oohing like book on the Suns. Beam on the G, know where you gon' run. If you off on that block, baby, sweep the whole ton. And I got aim, no, it ain't about luck. We got the city, let's keep it a buck. Like, Lil Nicky was stuck. How the fuck Nicky ain't in my blood? Shot after shot on that block, that was us. Lil bro sturdy, he stumble and clutch. On us, no, we ain't get enough. On that block, I was moving too. We was swooping through 8 rows, throwing like rust.
My ear like why this shit won't click. Got loans, man, why the fuck ain't trip? Like I'm trying to catch him. The way I'm shooting my T is impressive. He think I won't boom me playing with my pop. Like, I'm not the one to be testing. I thought he gon' go with the Reverend. Been into fifth, I'll end up on second. I'm about to flock at this nigga, don't tell me to chill. Like, let me fix my gesture. Let me get it together. Double hit when I flick, make it better. Camera up top, I'ma pull on my sweater. He try to reach out the day, I won't let him. If I'm throwing shots, just call me the QB, cause I bet that I've kept this shit like all that Beckham.
Like, I'm the aggressor.
Rolly came with his G throwing pressure.
I keep on flicking, no, I cannot let her.
She try to allow me, won't fall for the, like, I won't fall for the setup.
In the spot, I made him get a brother. Yo, dog, focus up. It get lit when the sweets pulling up. 40 put him to sleep, night quillin' the gun. Nazi start oohing like book on the Suns. Beam on the G, know where you gon' run. If you off on that block, baby, sweep the whole ton. And I got aim, no, it ain't about luck. We got the city, let's keep it a buck.
Ain't shit free till they free all the guys. I done said it a lot and it ain't the last time. I want her to be my ball, I don't care if she tall like a tree, that whore get climbed. Got a couple comments, nigga, hashtag blessed. Now these hoes on my dick cause I'm fly like a jet. They gon' be surprised when they see I made this beat, baby Chief went Kanye West. As long as the hoe outside with the zoo shit never see home. 26-12 be the squad, we all beat the odds. How that shit unknown. None of the ops ever answer the phone. Our month is porcelain come out his home. I'm the type of nigga take a bad bitch sale and leave all type of dick pics in the phone. Y'all made a nigga say fuck the streets, these kids ain't got no structure. Don't leave your bitch in a room with me, I have it eating cherries on my hand like Usher. Damn on who nigga this bitch butter. My bitch so bad I don't even wanna fuck her. Yes, I'm hitting your hoe, I'm talking about in it. And you can't have a back, I love this shit for the team, bro. Swing, got swing. Just like a baby dude ass getting rocked. Get the fuck out the kitchen if you can't take the heat. I make a bitch nigga soup, put his ass in the pot, I don't like him. We don't wanna know no cops. Fuck every pig, gon' eat pork chops. 4 niggas hopped out, made his heart drop. Keep on blowing till his heart stop, I don't care, nigga. Life ain't fair, nigga. I cannot forget. All the fake niggas get to live to 100. And all the real niggas gotta get put to rest. I'm finna start blocking these producers. I don't wanna talk, cause that shit weak. You feel away about what I say, then fuck you too. I made this beat, nigga. Ain't shit free till they free all the guys. I done said it a lot and it ain't the last time. I want her to be my ball, I don't care if she tall like a tree, that whore get climbed. Got a couple comments, nigga, hashtag blessed. Now these hoes on my dick cause I'm fly like a jet. They gon' be surprised when they see I made this beat, baby Chief went Kanye West. As long as the hoe outside with the zoo shit never see home. 26-12 be the squad, we all beat the odds. How that shit unknown. None of the ops ever answer the phone. I'm under his porch till he come out his home. I'm the type of nigga take a bad bitch sale and leave all type of dick pics on the phone. Got caught trying to piss, got left with his ass out. So high he can't come back down. If a bitch talk slick, then she catching the pedigree. WWE SmackDown. I'm trying to get this hoe to me, but a fat ass friend in the background. And the bitch won't mind her business. Somebody tell this hoe it's nap time. Bitch, it's time for sleep. Open your mouth, it's time for me. If I spend all my time with you, how the fuck I'm gonna have time for me? Being is what I'm trying to do. It's a couple niggas I've been dying to see. You say I'm the only nigga you fucking, I think you lying to me. AD thing, blood. They don't know how I get off that molly. They ain't never popped that pill and wanted to backdoor everybody. I am the realest nigga you will ever see. I think y'all must have forgot. I'm still playing with it. I ain't got a rap, I can really let the beat talk, nigga.
DJ Freddie Boy, this might be the illest producer/rapper of a generation. Boss Baby do it, Baby Chief do it, Big do it, not the little one. 2612 shit, slat.
Hey, it's Nerdworthy Human Serviette saying Zoo Life and do Zoo Life.
There's DIY, and there's doing it yourself. It's the difference between being creative and being a creator. Between a homemade recipe and a household name. Between a daydream and a dream job. It's your business, your hard work. You do it yourself. Create your website on Wix.
Switch. Bro, hold on, let me talk. Bro, moving stiff when he walk. I'm too tack, got the G on my. Like, I'm too tack, got the G, I'm in court. On the E-way, put it in sport. Bro, bust the gas to get low from the law. Wizard on court, I be ballin' like. I'm a wizard on court, I be ballin' like war. Tone on Stacy, she a little small. But I bet if I shoot, hollows break through the door. Certain shit that I do that you cannot afford. I'm killing niggas, no Ku Klux K. Bro, caught a tag and watch him do the. Cashed out on the Webster. So many blues in my pocket, they think I be working at Chase. Flock something, might fly to Ukraine. Chase down, bro, keep telling me wait. I saw a groupie, gave her a number, she said it was wrong, think I made a mistake.
Heartbroken, I'm not in pain. I do a hit, then I'm right out to Maine. Too dirty, done off the cane. I keep smoking naughty, might fuck with my brain. She asking, 5, you okay? Like I do not get what you.
So what's
What's going on, bro?
so what's
She just.
Oh, we gotta take her downtown.
Wait, what is it? Oh, mom has no idea. Daughter and wife hiding a body soup. It's crazy.
I gotta look at exactly what the warrant is for, and then we'll go from there.
Police are at the home of 30-year-old Sarah Buzzard, and her mother has no idea that detectives are moments away from interrogating her daughter about the mysterious disappearance of former roommate Ryan Zimmerman.
I was angry and really choked. I did the dumbest thing like that. I realized I ruined my life.
5 months after Ryan was reported missing, a hitchhiker made a horrifying discovery.
But I was just out walking my dog, and I came across some bones that look to me to be human. Maybe they're not. But I was wondering if I could send those pictures to you or email them to you.
This woman had no idea that the daughter she was housing, along with her daughter's friend, were involved in a brutal murder case. And even more shocking, Ryan's death wouldn't be the last tragedy connected to this case.
You're going to be booked into there.
Whoa! Hey, drop it! Drop it! Drop it!
You two with bro.
Reciprocating hostility.
On January 3rd, 2016, a resident of Mercer County placed a 911 call after making a harrowing discovery.
Mercer County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, I may be just totally off my rocker, but I was just out walking my dog, and I came across some bones that look to me to be human. Maybe they're not. But I was wondering if I could send those pictures to you or email them to you.
Okay, where did you find this at, ma'am?
Right on Coldwater Creek. I was over walking my dog, you know, right where they're doing the construction, right there.
Okay, I don't know where that is, ma'am. Where exactly? I don't.
Right on 127.
Yeah, Mark and Katie, I am near Grand Lake St. Mary's here in Mercer County, where just days ago, someone walking in the area found bones believed to be human. Now, at this time, investigators are searching the grounds to see if they can find any more remains. The bones have yet to be confirmed human. Authorities say the bones were found Sunday afternoon. The following day, they were taken to Montgomery County Coroner's Office to be examined.
As officers from the Mercer County Sheriff's Office arrived on the scene, they had no idea that this grim discovery would connect to a missing persons case in a neighboring county. A forensics expert examined the remains more closely and was able to determine that they were
ASMR.
of a male around 20 to 35 years of age who was between 5'7" and 6'1" inches tall. But a more accurate identification was able to determine that they were of a male around 20 to 35 years of age who was
35. I heard. That's still a wide age range, no?
between 5'7" and 6'1" inches tall. But a more accurate identification proved impossible because the head was missing, as well as the arms below the elbow and the legs below the knees. As if all of this wasn't bad enough, the victim had been brutally dismembered with a saw. The investigators knew that the body had been exposed to the elements for around the last 4 months, which gave the Mercer County Sheriff's Office a timeline to work with. But despite their best efforts, they weren't able to identify the remains. And after 4 long years, it was looking like the case might remain on a pile of cold cases, never to be solved. What investigators couldn't have known was that the discovery in 2016, at that time, was connected to a missing persons case that had been reported months earlier, more than 100 miles away in Columbus, Ohio. It all began over 4 years ago, in 2015. 21-year-old Ryan Zimmerman was exploring more about his identity, and he often reached out to people online, sometimes referring to himself as M or Emma. Through these interactions, he met Corey Buzzard, and the two quickly formed a connection. Corey told Ryan that he lived with his wife, Sarah Buzzard, and Sarah's girlfriend, Naira Jen Whitaker. By August 6, 2015, Ryan had moved into Corey and Sarah's home in Columbus. For Ryan, it felt like he had finally found the kind of life and community that he wanted. He also bonded with Jen, and for a short time, things seemed to be falling into place. But for reasons that no one would fully understand, Ryan decided to move out. In the early hours of September 25, 2015, at 1:20 a.m., he contacted his family. That would be the last time that anyone ever heard from him. As the days stretched into weeks and then months with no word, Ryan's family grew increasingly desperate, finally filing a missing persons report on November 17, 2015. But it would take 4 agonizing years before the family would finally get the answer to the harrowing truth about what had happened to Ryan.
After nearly 40 years, a family is getting closer to closure. Earlier today, the Mercer County Sheriff's Department in Ohio released the identity of human remains found back on January 3rd, 2016. The victim, 22-year-old Ryan Zimmerman.
In 2020, when investigators finally confirmed that the remains belonged to Ryan, one of them sat down with his father to deliver the devastating news.
It doesn't appear that he had been.
All I'm saying is, when it comes down to the nigga gritty, you're a female or a male. There is no make believe in that. So,
Buried there or anything like that. It seems more like he was placed there. We did not find portions of him being the lower portions of the legs, the lower portions of the arms, or the skull. There was apparent saw marks, okay?
What marks?
Saw.
Oh, saw. Right.
When he was
it's like that? You telling this like that over the phone, dog?
found, it was basically skeletal remains.
What does it sound like? Gangland or some kind of sick trafficking or what the hell? I mean, who would do something like that?
Those are all questions that we are hoping to try to get some answers for Ryan and for your family. Okay, we've been in contact with Detective Tucker of the Columbus Police Department, who was assigned.
Yes, I know her.
Okay, so we've been in contact with her already, and we're going to do our best to work a joint investigation. Obviously we understand there's some circumstances there in Columbus with the vehicle that had been located abandoned.
Although Ryan was last heard from on September 25th, 2015, activity was recorded on his Gmail account 2 days later. A search for how to reset ASUS tablet. Things took an even stranger turn on September 27th, when Ryan's red Ford Focus was found abandoned at Woodrow and Champion Avenue in Columbus. the car's license plates had been removed, but no explanation for this was ever found. Then, on October 7th, Ryan's cash card was declined at an ATM. If he had still been alive at that point, why hadn't he contacted his family? To move the case forward, investigators needed to speak with the people who had last seen Ryan alive. With help from his family and friends, police tracked down his former roommates, Sarah Buzzard, Corey Buzzard, and Jen Whitaker. Detectives soon learned that Corey and Sarah had separated not long after Ryan's disappearance, finalizing their split on January 4th, 2016.
That's weird.
Behind the scenes, Sarah had grown closer to Jen, and just weeks later, on January 26th, the two were married. Shortly after, they left Columbus and they resettled in Marion, Indiana.
I don't know what she's...
Hello, police department. Looking for Sarah.
It's just like this.
Come step out for me.
It's a bad image in
sorry I had to wake you.
community, in that type of community.
Well, I think you got a warrant.
What?
It's out of Ohio, I think. It's a theft warrant.
How she dressed. You hear a knock on your door, at least put something on.
Please.
Okay.
So we have to take care of it.
She
002, I got her up front. Alright, so go ahead and turn around, put your hands on your back for me. Is anybody else in the house with you?
Who else is inside with you? My mother and my wife.
Okay. I just saw someone walking in the back door.
The older woman would be my mother. My wife is still asleep.
So there's two other people in the house? Yes. Okay.
I don't want to sound nervous, but do you have any weapons or anything in the house upstairs that I need to worry about? Just don't. I don't want them coming out with a gun or anything like that.
Sarah told the officers that her mother and Jen were inside the house, and soon both of them came out to join her on the porch. But before we continue, let's talk about something that's been bothering us.
What?
You ever notice the Columbia
Information, okay? Is this a jacket?
You're just going to the police precinct? I don't know.
Is this a shirt? I don't know.
It's a skirt.
Okay. You just want to help, what? I think that shirt will be okay. This isn't going to really cover much more. Is this jacket? Okay.
What the hell is that?
You're going to have to put that on. Or just throw it over her shoulders. That'll be fine. I don't think we need this. Thank you. Well. So
They tell you what?
I got to go down and get a copy of it. And then she'll be able to do it.
Give her wallet. The person can show it. So I need something like it. You need drink? Okay, sit down. So I go with
Poor
her.
lady,
She has to
man.
be a
Jen, you can't go with me now. She said she's an adult.
It's just my
different. I understand.
My
It'd be different if she was a juvenile or something like that, but she's an adult. I'll have to check through that before we take it anywhere.
Do you want your whole purse or just your clutch? Just the wallet.
That's it.
It seemed that the moment had gotten the better of Sarah, who appeared to come over as a little nauseous.
You alright?
I'm just really lightheaded.
Have you been sick?
No.
Do you have any medical issues?
So I just wait after
Push
she
those.
get up and shop.
Just want to relax for a minute or two and before we get up?
Got mental issues.
Yeah.
That girl got mental issues.
I don't think so. We are a good family. But maybe when she move it, you know. We understood. Just a little bit. Okay. So what's
Well, we got to take her downtown. I gotta look at exactly what the warrant is for, and then we'll go from there. So I can. It's through Ohio, so they sent us over here. So others sent the warrant over here. So yeah, that happens. We get them from out of state all the time.
You know what I mean?
If they'll extradite, then they'll extradite.
And as soon as Sarah was able to stand, she was taken down to the station for further questioning.
Okay, and where did you live at when you were in Columbus?
I lived at a few different places.
Okay.
All of them were apartments.
Okay, and did you
It's L on L crime.
have a roommate?
My husband at the time.
Okay, and that would have been?
His name was Corey.
Okay. And when did you get married? You said husband at the time?
After graduating high school.
Okay.
And before starting college.
Okay. And he moved there for college as well? Or?
Yes.
Okay. And was there, you said in an apartment, I know sometimes going to college it can cause for some tough times with finances and things too. Did you ever bring any roommates in, anything like that?
At my very last apartment, we had I don't know if they were officially written on the lease, but they were a friend of Corey's.
Okay.
And they were there for a few months. I don't remember exactly how long. I didn't have much to do with them.
Okay. And who would the friend have been?
I don't remember what their real name was, but we referred to them as Emma.
Okay. Could it have been Ryan?
Possibly.
I mean, you're married to one of them.
Okay. And that's a little bit about why we're here. Is to talk about Emma, also known as Ryan Zimmerman. He went missing. Are you familiar with any of that?
No.
Okay. So I guess tell me what you know about Ryan. Or Emma, if you know him as Emma.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a little bit of a touchy subject. My husband at the time had sexual interests. They had talked online extensively, and he had invited them to come stay with us, which I did not want to happen, but
You're married to one of them, my guy. Like,
long story short, it did. So they drove under the agreement that they would pay part of the rent, and within
who's they?
I think I gave them 3 months that they would find a job and find their own place, which did not happen.
Confused. Wasn't Jen already there? Probably not. Probably at the same time.
Corey ended up asking him to leave, which he did because I guess he found a new boyfriend or something and just up and left one day, and we didn't hear anything from them again.
Sarah explains that Ryan's
I'm confused. Is it them? He? What's going on?
not being able to find a job was a concerning factor for them. And Corey
Picked a great name, but your voice doesn't quite match it?
We have a fix.
VoiceMod gives you over 150 lag-free, real-time voice changers and unlimited...
Corey felt that he had no other choice but to ask Ryan to leave.
Of that, but were you there whenever Emma did leave?
Somewhat.
Okay, tell me more about that.
I know that they had tried to plead with me to give them another chance, but I said that I'd already given too many chances.
Your husband and Ryan.
And that it was Corey's
Getting confused, my guy. I don't know how to handle this.
call ultimately. And I remember them packing, and either I went to the store, I was in a different room, I don't remember, I just...
Who was them?
I can't quite remember.
Who was all home at that time?
I was, Corey was not, and then my girlfriend was over, so we might have been in the living room. I honestly, I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know that 1 minute Emma was there, and then the next he had just left.
Okay. Did you see him leave, like pull away in a vehicle or something?
Somebody pulled up, and he got in the car and drove off. I thought that he might come back because he did leave his car, but he didn't come back, and then we didn't hear from him again.
Do you happen to know who it would have been? I mean, did he make contacts there? He
said that he did find somebody else. I didn't get in much details with him, but he said that he met someone and had mentioned that he might move in with them, or at least see how things went. That's as far as I know.
Did he leave with you said he packed some things. Did he leave with a bag?
Yeah, the suitcase or duffel or whatever he came with.
Okay, and then he left his car?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What kind of car did he have, or what color or anything like that? Do you remember?
I know it was an older car, maybe a dark red, like a maroon.
Okay.
That's all I can remember.
Have you ever ridden in it?
Yes.
Okay. Had you ever driven it?
Yes.
Okay. To the store or something, or when did you drive it?
To a gas station. And
it's a community.
I couldn't get it to start again. So I had to call a tow company to bring it back. But I was embarrassed about it because I didn't really have permission to drive it.
So did you drive it while he was still living there?
No, this was after he'd left.
After he'd left. Okay. And how did you get it started in the first place, if you want?
It started fine. I noticed that it was low on gas, so I went to the gas station, filled it up, and then I couldn't get it to start again.
Okay. Were you by yourself during this?
My girlfriend was with me.
Okay.
While Sarah spoke with the detectives at the station, investigators back at her residence spoke with Jen about Ryan.
Okay, we have a search warrant for the residence too. Okay, so we're not stepping outside. We're working a missing persons case from Ohio. The Ohio Attorney General's office has a task force with missing persons. And Ryan Zimmerman lived with you guys in Columbus in 2015 with you and Sarah and Corey September 2015, right? And he's missing. And you guys were like the last people to see him. So we're trying to figure out where he's at. His dad reported him missing, okay, in 2015. And then we have got evidence that you guys were together in 2015, okay?
Him?
Mm-hmm. In Columbus. Yeah, at the apartment. Where were you living at then? In September 2015 in Columbus. You're living with Corey and you're living with Sarah, right?
In 2015.
In 2015, correct. This is 2015.
Was there another person there living with you at that point in time?
Yeah.
That came in? Emma? Yep, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So we need to ask you questions. We're trying to find
out where Ryan Zimmerman is.
But what Sarah had told investigators directly contradicted what Jen was about to tell detectives back at home.
Did he have a car or anything that he could have left with? Did he take the bus?
Yeah, he had a car.
He left with what?
The car?
His car? What kind of car did he have? Did you ever ride in the car? You were never in his car?
Well, that's a lie.
I wanted the word cuppa, as in cup of tea, I thought it would be great to mix with hug. When I saw the domain was available, I was like, I'm taking it, I'm trademarking it, I'm going with it. Hi, I'm Aaron, I'm the...
Investigators now had to determine who was telling the truth. Sarah's claim that she had used Ryan's vehicle wasn't impossible, but Jen's conflicting account immediately raised red flags. By the way, if you're finding this video interesting so far, please do us a favor. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and help us get to 1 million subscribers.
Well, I mean...
Now, let's dive back in.
And then the wrecker came to get it? You said that you got a wrecker?
I called a tow company.
Okay.
To bring the car back to the apartment.
Okay. So did you see this tow company?
Yes, I rode in the truck with them.
Okay. And then you all brought it back to the...
Bro, he scratched his head. Me too, gang. I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused with the they, them, he, she, her, Emma.
Apartment then, or... Okay. Parked it like normal?
No.
How is she keeping track? I'll be writing them.
I parked it on the side, because I said, I was embarrassed that I took the car without permission. So I parked it over at the side of the complex.
Was it within the complex, or was it like parked on the outside street?
No, it was within the complex.
Okay, so like your apartment, they're like townhouses, kind of like connected, right? Okay, so you parked it close enough to your apartment that you could walk, or was it around the block? Like, was it?
No, it was close enough that we could walk.
Okay, like a town block, or was it a half a mile away? Or
no, it was. So the townhouses were in rows.
Yes.
And the whole complex was surrounded by like a street block.
Yeah.
So I parked it on the street block. That was still part of the complex, but further off to the side.
Okay. But it was within the complex. Okay. So I guess when the tow truck or what have you dropped it there, took the keys in with you, anything like that? I'm assuming you had to have the keys.
Yeah, I had the keys. I would assume I took them in with me. I don't actually remember though.
Okay. Had plates and everything on it. I mean, obviously you probably wouldn't have drove it down the street if it didn't have the plates. Right. Okay. And so it was parked there. Had you driven it since then or after that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did he come back to get it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you know anything that happened to it then?
I know that it disappeared. I don't know what happened to it though. I know I went out to check on it again, and I didn't see that it was there.
Okay.
So I don't know if he came back to get it, if it happened while I was gone. I'm not sure.
If Sarah had left Ryan's car with its license plate still attached, well then who had removed them before it was towed? Ryan's father had also observed more discrepancies when the car was discovered.
What I could tell you about the vehicle is, he went missing in September, and I didn't know until October when I received, of 2015, I received a certified letter in the mail saying that my car's been impounded in Columbus, by the Columbus Police Department. Well, I went up there and got the car out of impound, and it had a full tank of gas. The key was in the ignition. And the only thing that was gone was the license plate was missing. It's a Kentucky license plate. Well, when I got it out of impound, they gave me a copy of the ticket, and I still have that. I could bring that with me, or I could fax it to you. Of the location. It was right in the intersection, like a block and a half from where the apartments where he was staying. Well, before I came back to Corbin, I started asking around. I went to that location where the car was picked up by the towing, by the tow company, or by the police towing. And I started knocking on doors around there. It's like a T section. It's not a four-way. And two of the neighbors remember what happened. And they said, yeah, there was a black tow truck, not one of the newer ones. It's like one of the old ones with the straps in the back. Sure. They said dropped it off. They stopped in the middle of the intersection. They dropped the car off there and left. There was a guy, a white couple, a guy and a female, dropped the car off there. And about a half hour later, the Columbus Police
this
Department
makes
came
sense. I get this. I
and wrote the ticket
understand
up and
this.
had the vehicle towed.
Okay.
I'm thinking, why would somebody, it was like they wanted it to get picked up. And I called the tow company from the apartment she was living at, because that's where I imagine it was parked at. And they said no, they have their name on the side of their vehicles, and they would never drop a vehicle off in the middle of the road. But so it sounded just like some random somebody with a tow truck just dropped it off there, like on purpose to get picked up.
The discovery only raised more questions, and Sarah offered little that could help the detectives make sense of what happened.
Diamonds.
Taxes is feeling
Diamonds. Hold on.
Now Taxes is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do your taxes, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxes.
So a day or two after Ryan leaves, you take his car, and you said you had no problem starting it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was it parked in the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
And you said it had license plates on it, otherwise you wouldn't be driving it, right?
Right.
Okay. And you drove it to the gas station because it needed gas, and then you couldn't get it started.
Right.
Okay. So then you got a tow truck, and it dropped it off on the side street. Tell me a little bit about that. Why you had a car of your own, right? So you said that you thought it would be fun to drive somebody else's car. Okay. And how long after that did you realize it was gone?
I think it took me a few days because I don't really look over at that area.
But you don't believe Ryan came back and got it, or you didn't know?
I honestly don't know.
Because you said earlier that you didn't believe, you said Ryan didn't come back to get his car.
I don't think the only way that he could have come back to get the car is if he did it when I was gone, and then Corey was there so he could get his keys.
Yeah, that's another question. To explain the key ring to me. So, do you find it odd that Ryan now is leaving for good? Right, he's leaving for good, and he would leave his car keys behind?
That's why I thought he was going to come back for the car.
When investigators approached Corey for information, they encountered a potential witness who seemed hesitant to speak.
You're not in any trouble. I don't have an arrest warrant, nothing like that, Corey. Okay, we just want to talk with you because your name was brought up as a witness in a case of a homicide.
Homicide?
A homicide.
I don't recall witnessing any homicides.
Okay. Well, then it shouldn't take very long. You know what I mean? Well, like I said, we just want to talk.
Race does not match.
I just don't like standing at people's doorways talking. I don't know if you have 10 people in there. That's just an officer safety thing.
No.
So.
Can you give me some information about the case so that I know if I can help you or not?
We will. We'll explain all that.
Shantae is already there.
She's heading there. She's in the car with another detective right now. Because her work is not exactly next door. So it's going to take them just a little bit to get there. Okay.
While Corey was being interviewed, another person of interest was questioned. Someone who could potentially clear him of any involvement in Ryan Zimmerman's case. Investigators learned that around the time that Ryan had vanished, Corey had checked into a hotel with a friend visiting from Athens. The two stayed there from September 25th until September 27th, the same period when Ryan went missing and his car was later towed. This timing was suspicious, but ultimately Corey was ruled out. Evidence confirmed that he had no connection to Ryan's disappearance or murder, and he was released. Sarah and Jen wouldn't be as fortunate. Investigators were about to confront them with evidence that directly contradicted their stories, evidence they would struggle to explain.
And that's when the big boss said, "Nah, I'm lead detective now." You got your homie and you lied to your homie. Now we're coming in straight with y'all.
Major inconsistencies about this with your involvement with Ryan, and you know Ryan is now deceased.
He is.
He's been murdered, and
he is.
So we have Corey is talking to the Columbus police detectives right now. We just get off the phone with them, so we need to know. I need to know, like, really what happened here. I mean, this is a bad situation. We really need to know what happened. With the car, we have DNA evidence. We're able to track down your car, the one that you used to own, the time of this incident. We were able to track down the car and owner, and we're able to examine it. So we have something happened in that apartment over this weekend that we're talking about, which is the weekend that you recall, the weekend that you dropped Corey off with that girl in Columbus. Do you remember that?
I remember it was a weekend.
Yeah, it was a weekend. And so we have major problem here, okay? And something terrible happened, and we just need to know how it happened. It's not necessarily, it could have been something that just happened, but there's only a few people who know the truth. Corey's talking and gave us a bunch of details. It's not fair to me to go into those details with you, what he's telling me, because it's only fair that I hear from you. Okay? So you're going to have to tell me your version of this and to see if it matches up with the evidence we have, because something is terribly wrong here.
Meanwhile, the investigators dropped a similar bombshell on Jen.
Before, you said you guys were never in the car. You and Sarah were never in the car, right? It's not totally truthful, is it?
I don't remember ever being in that car.
You and Sarah were in the car at one point, and you had to fill it up with gas.
Another one bites the
I'm
dust.
sorry. This is my phone.
Another one bites the dust.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, I won't take your phone.
Sorry.
This is mine.
I'm sorry.
So you weren't being truthful on that because you guys were in the car. Okay. So tell us about that, please.
I don't remember having been in the car.
Okay, don't forget, we have other people talking.
Sarah's
The
talking.
other players.
Sarah's talking right now. Sarah's talking right now.
Okay.
And that's who just called me.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out your end. When were you in the car and what happened? And don't beat around the bush. If you were in the car, you would know you were in the car. You would know where you were, what you were doing, what happened, because you two were together. So please, I mean, Sarah's already owning up to some of the stuff. Okay?
She really...
She is.
She really...
She said you guys were in the car. She's talking, right? And part of it is you two were in the car. We need you to tell us your version of when you guys were in the car. And what happened. Because something, and I can't tell you this information, but you know that she's speaking for me to give this information to you, that we know that you two were in the car. Now, how would we know that?
Investigators began playing the suspects against each other, carefully revealing bits of what the others had said, hoping that the pressure would push Sarah or Jen to finally tell the truth.
When you've got a classic ride,
I mean, they did a snitch because they load the game like that, you heard?
Corey's giving a whole nother version of what you just said. Please tell me the truth.
I'm not comfortable talking about this.
We have a young...
Was it an accident?
Yeah.
I don't know what was an accident.
With Ryan.
I didn't even know that he was dead.
Sarah, come on.
Oh, the pictures.
Sarah, please. Well, you can talk to us. I just want the truth.
Yeah,
I don't think
We don't think this was a planned thing. Okay, we just think something just went terribly wrong. Okay, maybe got a little out of hand. And it happened. Okay?
I mean, Sarah, you have been arrested for a reason.
I thought I was arrested for theft.
No, that's not true. I don't know who said that, but that's not true.
I was with the police.
Yeah, well, they're from another state. They're helping us because you folks live here now. We're obviously from Ohio. I'm with the state police, basically. And all I'm asking of you, and you seem like you're a very intelligent person. I just want the truth, though. And these things are not adding up. And I don't want to see you, like, everybody pointing at you. Not everybody, but a particular person is pointing at you, basically not wanting anything to do with it, saying it was somebody else. And again, I'm not really, it would be not ethical of me to tell you what Corey's saying, but I need to know what happened that over that weekend with him.
We always know there's two sides to every story.
Always.
So this is your opportunity to give your side, okay? Now's your chance to
just the truth.
Start from the beginning.
I don't want to.
As questioning went on, Sarah grew increasingly uneasy, while Jen, back at home, firmly denied ever being in Ryan's vehicle. But investigators had evidence to challenge them, proof that someone was either lying or just had a very bad memory.
When did you guys get in the car?
I don't know. If I was in it, then I don't know. I don't remember.
You two were in it together.
Okay.
So fill us in about that. I mean,
Sarah says we were in the car, then we were in the car.
Okay, but what do you say?
That I don't remember, honestly. I don't think I was in that car.
what happened when you were in the car? Because this is huge. We're refreshing a lot of memory right now. You're going to know where you guys were going and what you were doing, right? And what happened.
I don't remember much of what I was doing in 2015.
And why is that?
Most of my life is just escapism.
What?
Escaping from?
Just reality.
Oh my, I knew it.
Unfortunately, we're here. We are reality, and we need you to help us out with the reality.
She's gonna play. She's gonna play. She's gonna play that card. Of course she is. She's gonna play that card, and you're be sad.
So the car. Where were you guys at when you got in the car? Where'd you guys go?
That's the only card she has.
And something happened. Right.
I don't remember the car.
What color of the car did Ryan have, or Emma?
I don't know.
You've never seen this car before? It was parked outside your apartment. You guys were in it.
I'm sure I've seen it before.
Okay. Well, let's just start with the color. Help jog your memory.
I don't know. I don't know.
What happened when you guys were in Emma's car?
I don't remember being in the car.
What the hell, man?
Okay, you're in the car.
Okay. But I don't remember being in the car. If Sarah said we were in the car, then we were in the car.
So if Sarah tells them that she needs your help and you helped cut up
Yo, bro, this audio, bro.
then that's what happened.
No.
Although Jen continued to stonewall investigators, they began making progress with Sarah. She was on the verge of revealing what had really happened to Ryan Zimmerman. And what she told police would set off a chain of events that led to the discovery of yet another victim in this case.
Who?
Look at me. You're the type of person I think that you are an honest person.
They switched
Are
back.
you not?
I bet.
I try to be. Okay. We're just asking for the truth. And if was this something that was planned? That happened? Or was this just, oh my gosh, holy cow, this happened and now this is where we're at? Is this, you didn't plan this. Look at me, is that correct?
Okay.
Just tell me what happened. I just want to hear it from you. I don't want to just have everything from everybody else. Go ahead and start from the beginning, okay? It was an accident. Okay. It was an accident. Accidents happen every day.
What was the accident?
So what happened? And I'm a little hard of hearing, so I'm sorry. I was angry. Okay, I get angry too. And I knocked him down when he came out of the bathroom.
Okay. We're getting somewhere?
And then I didn't know what to do. I've never done anything like that. And I got scared to know what to do. You were scared? I realized I ruined my life. So what do you, I guess, tell me more about you knocked him down. He was coming out of the bathroom and I came up behind him. And I put him in a chokehold and knocked him down.
Why though? What happened?
Did he pass out? Were there words exchanged? He passed out. Okay.
Pero por qué?
And I didn't let go. Mm-hmm. And then it was too late. Tell me more about too late. He stopped moving. Could you tell if he stopped breathing? He started turning white. And I couldn't go near him. Because you were scared. Who was all home at the time? Just Jen. Jen and you and Ryan? Where was Jen at the time? She was downstairs. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, she was downstairs. She was downstairs? Okay. What was she doing, or did she hear the scuffle? A commotion. Okay.
Okay.
Came up.
Okay. And then what happened?
She helped calm me down.
Okay.
And then we had to figure out what to do.
Oh, 'cause he was out. Okay. He was out.
And you just spoke about that, or I guess what was decided? Obviously, we know what happened. Okay, you're not telling us something we don't know, and I get it's probably hard to talk about. But these are the details that we need to hear from you. That way, it's not from somebody else. I had to figure out how to get rid of it.
Oh no. Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Can we cut it up? We being you and Jen? Was this when Corey was away at the hotel?
Investigators presented the new evidence to Jen, making it clear that her wife was now directly implicating her in murder, dismemberment, and an attempted cover-up. And yet, when pressed, Jen's recollection of the events from 4 years earlier suddenly seemed uncertain.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because that's what they wanted. They had.
I don't know.
I shouldn't use gender neutral Corey because that's confusing. Corey had neutral Corey because
shouldn't use gender neutral because that's
confusing. What they wanted. They had.
Thank you.
Use gender neutral
Thank you. Common sense.
Um,
Use names.
Corey had like papers written up about I forget what he calls it, like the trifecta or perfect relationship. But it involved one man, one woman, and a trans woman.
Okay.
And I didn't want any part of that.
Sure.
I'm assuming that's why they brought M in, but he had shown photos of M, and they looked kind of feminine. But those were selfies, and selfies can look extra flattering.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't really represent what M looked like.
In person when she came up
Photoshop,
then.
I think she said.
Okay.
It was just weird. So Corey got really uncomfortable. I don't know what he expected, really. Sorry, I'm very tired.
Wait, Brody wanted to. No, hold on. Corey, Brody, why? You gotta see God. Brody wanted to be fucked while he was fucking. No.
Sorry, I'm fighting just the urge to lie down.
Wait, what? To like, oh, fighting the urge.
What was I saying?
Lie down.
I said that everybody, I mean, back then it's not what everybody thought it was going to be.
The timeline lined up with Ryan's disappearance. His last contact was on September 25th, the same night that Corey checked into a hotel with a friend, leaving Ryan alone with Sarah and Jen.
Brody, you got it, bro.
So where did you cut him up at? Bathtub? What did you use?
Some kind of salt.
Where did that come from?
What the?
I found it in the shed.
So you each have your own shed there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who did the cutting?
Mostly me.
Okay. And what was Jen doing?
Freaking out. No.
Taking care of other stuff like clothes.
Never mind.
Ryan's belongings? Okay. What was she doing with his clothes?
In bags.
Okay. And placing them somewhere, or?
Just for us to get rid of later.
Okay. So you were cutting him up. This probably made things obviously uncomfortable, but when you were cutting him up, where did you put like the limbs and things?
Bags.
Kind of like the ones we showed you? The blue tape. Did you see that blue tape? Would that have been your tape at home, or did you guys go buy that?
I didn't. I actually don't recognize the tape.
You don't recognize the tape? Okay.
Oh my god.
What color bags, I guess, did you put him in? Did he fit in a couple bags, or have to do...
I know there were a lot of bags.
Okay. And where did you cut him at? And again, this is all stuff I already know. Okay, I just need to hear it straight from you.
Joints.
Joints? Can you point to I guess what you mean by joints?
Elbows.
The elbows.
The wrists, ankles, knees.
And then up here? On the neck. Okay. So, you get him all cut up. Does Jen help cut him up?
Not really. She wasn't feeling well. She got kind of sick.
Okay.
So I took over most of it.
But did she help a little bit at the beginning? Okay.
We were both really scared.
Sure. So you got him cut up, then what happens?
You just killed a man.
We have to figure out where to put everything.
So where did you say you put his belongings? Where did those go? Like his clothes and his...
Just in one of the bags.
Okay, and where did those...
We put those in a bin.
Like a dumpster?
No, like a Tupperware bin.
Oh, okay. And where did that go?
In the back of his car.
Okay.
We were going to drive the car somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And leave it. But the car wouldn't start.
So I was searching, trying to figure it out, right? And then how did we get it to move?
We had to take the car back with the tow truck.
So you called a tow truck? Okay. To come to your apartment?
No, to come to the gas station.
To come to the gas station.
How did you get it to the gas station?
Took the car back, left it on the side, and then we moved the bin to my car.
The bin of his items or of him?
Everything.
Okay.
And we started driving and trying to get rid of little things at a time.
On the road, or is there special spots?
In public dumpsters.
So did you dispose of like his limbs in different spots? Okay. Do you know where those spots are?
We just stopped wherever something looked okay.
Or it seemed like secluded or something like that?
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope text from Wix.
Sarah admitted not only strangling Ryan's death at apartment F, but also claimed that Jen was equally complicit. According to her account, the two dismembered Ryan's body and then methodically cleaned up the crime scene. They packed portions of his remains into Tupperware containers and used Sarah's Toyota Corolla to transport them to multiple locations before ultimately disposing of the evidence.
Oh no, they found it. Okay.
Couple gas stations. Mostly just public dumpsters. I really don't know.
Do you recall stopping along okay, so you're driving. Do you drive to a final destination at some point? Where's that at?
It wasn't planned. I kept falling asleep.
Sure. So where do you drive to?
Selena.
Selena, Ohio? Okay. And that's in Mercer County? Do you know that?
I know what the county is.
Are you familiar with Salina? Would you travel through that way? Did you recognize it before traveling? Okay. So you get to Salina. And then what happens?
We dumped everything. We dumped the main body.
Okay.
Because I was so tired.
And you dumped it where?
Yes. Some woods.
Some woods. Okay. Had you already dumped some of the rest of the body?
That's crazy.
That was all we had left.
Okay.
Just the main body.
Okay. Do you recall where you dumped the other parts of the body? Possibly in dumpsters at gas stations? Did you stop at any other woods or creeks or anything? Okay. Did you plug this in your phone? Like a GPS type thing?
I just started driving. I don't remember. Okay. I just know that we started driving. I feel like we wanted to maybe end up in Illinois. Just
thinking. Sorry, I'm so hard of hearing and I don't want to be rude and keep telling you to speak about yourself.
Write down.
Cool. Keep on this here. So you were driving. Okay. And Selena, and I missed that last part. I'm sorry. You said you were driving
We wanted to get to Illinois.
You wanted to get to Illinois.
But I couldn't make it that far.
Because you were tired? Okay. Why did you want to get to Illinois?
It's far away.
Okay. You just wanted to be away from everything.
Meanwhile, investigators informed Jen that Sarah had confessed, giving them everything that was needed to bring her in for questioning. But Jen had other plans. She was prepared to go to extreme lengths in order to avoid arrest. One investigator sensed that something was off, but no one could have predicted what would happen next.
Sure. You don't have any, like, weapons in there, do you? What are you playing with in your purse?
Yes or no?
Can I see your other hand? You are going to be placed into custody. I want to, before this gentleman, he's a detective with the City of Marion Police Department. You're going to be booked into their...
That sudden redacted blast was from a firearm. The investigator's instincts had been proven right. Jen had hidden a firearm, and rather than face the consequences of her actions, she used it to take her own life.
I need an ambulance at 520 West Kim Road, 520 West Kim Road for shots fired.
That left Sarah alone to face up to 18 felony charges, including 2 counts of aggravated murder, 2 counts of murder, and 1 count of abuse of a corpse. On December 23rd, 2021, she pleaded guilty to 1 count of aggravated murder. But Sarah's story didn't end there. On June 1st, 2022, she gave investigators a new account, this time clearly identifying who had been the ringleader in the brutal killing of Ryan Zimmerman.
On the morning of the 26th, Naira started voicing some plan about killing him, and I did not take her seriously because she would make comments like that sometimes. Like if we were in the parking lot and we saw a woman waiting in her car, she would say something like, "Oh, I wonder what would happen if I just shot her in there," or "Oh, I wonder what would happen if we drove this cyclist off the road," and things like that. She never acted on them, so I never took her seriously. So when she started saying things about killing Ryan, I didn't take her seriously.
Did she first say something that morning, or had she said something prior?
She may have made passing comments prior, but nothing major. It was less about murder, more about just violence. But she I can't remember. Okay. But if she did, they were short and passed, and then that was it. Mm-hmm. When I went upstairs at some point during the day to get something out of the office, Ryan had left a note propped up on the staircase banister asking to talk to me, and I really didn't want to talk to him because I just wanted him to go. Mm-hmm. So then I went back downstairs, and then later on, when I went to use the bathroom, as I was exiting, he stuck his head out of his room and said, "Can I talk to you?" So I finally did. I sat on the floor and listened as he cried and begged me to give him a second chance. He said that Corey hated him and that he I tuned a lot of it out because I knew he just wanted a second chance. But I told him, "Look, I'm sorry that Corey said that and that he wanted you to leave before your 3-month period, but if that's what he wants, then I'm going to stand by it. Plus, I pointed out, you haven't tried to go to any of your job interviews."
Sarah alleged that Jen had conceived of the entire plan and seemed determined to see it through.
He agreed to it. So then I left and went back downstairs and I filled in Naira on what he had told me.
Oh, that's your judge's real name, I guess.
And that's when she went back to fleshing out the plan. I still didn't take her seriously, but I was starting to get worried because of how intricate it was getting. And then when she started gathering tools like trash bags, bleach, the handsaw from the shed, I realized she was serious. So I tried to talk her out of it, calmly at first, and then I started getting a little hysterical. And she told me that if I didn't help, that she was going to do it anyway, and that it was going to be a lot messier and a lot harder to get everything done by herself.
If Sarah was to be believed, she had gone along with Jen's plan in order to permanently remove Ryan from the apartment.
Your hope gone with the breeze.
So she said that she would just give me a small role to play, but she would do most of the heavy work. And usually at this point, the attorneys ask me, "Well, why did you do it? Why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you kick her out?" And it was because I loved her. I knew that she wasn't a good person. I knew that she was kind of borderline sociopathic. She liked to manipulate people, including me early in our relationship, but she was the only person who had been there for me through everything that Corey had put me through. And she was the first person that I actually felt like cared about me. Maybe not so much at this point in our relationship, but later on, she was fiercely loyal to me. And so I didn't want to lose her. So I agreed that I would help. So in the evening, we waited until Ryan went upstairs to use the bathroom, and then we both went into the office. She had a rag that she dipped in bleach, and she had a bottle of vinegar next to her to add to it when the time came, because I guess they had some kind of chemical reaction and released some kind of poisonous gas. I don't really know, but she did the research for it. So when Ryan came out, I was waiting in the doorway of the office, waited until he walked down the hall, and then I jumped on him from behind, put him in a headlock and pulled him down to the floor with my body weight so I could hold him while Naira came and straddled him and then pressed the rag over his face. When he started making these guttural gasping noises, Naira let me get out from under him, and I curled up in the office and cried. I didn't want to look at her or him. I wish that I didn't have to do it, but it was done.
But their plan wasn't finished. With Corey expected home in just a few days, Jen and Sarah had to act quickly to cover their tracks and convince him that nothing sinister had occurred in the apartment while he was away.
I'm horrified, but I'm guessing exhausting work, and I did not work fast enough. Her original idea was to cut up everything, dispose of them that the head.
For the death of Ryan's
face justice on her own.
A woman charged in Mercer County for the death of Ryan Zimmerman back in 2015 has now accepted a plea deal. Sarah Buzzard has accepted a plea deal where she would plead guilty to aggravated murder in exchange for the dismissal of the other charges. An agreed sentence of 30 years to life in prison was also recommended to the court before the plea deal was agreed to.
Sarah was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years, finally giving Ryan Zimmerman's family some measure of closure after years of uncertainty.
Keep her over there.
If you found this case shocking, check out my video on the identical twins who nearly got away with murder.
Yo.
The lion pair was said to have killed 135 people.
Let's see this. The worst animal attack.
The lion pair was said to have killed 135 people. Holy shit.
They quickly learned that you shouldn't hang your legs and dangle your legs in the water and kick your legs in the water. And that's a bad thing to do because the sharks will come up and take that leg off.
Hey guys, Jared here. Today we're looking at some of the world's worst animal attacks in human history. And when I say worst, I really do mean worst. Some of these are absolutely brutal. Human-animal conflicts have been around since the beginning of time, but some have been much deadlier than others. From tigers, sharks, bears, to even 2 serial-killing animals named after Osama bin Laden. These stories feel like scenes from a horror movie, but the shocking part, they're all true and utterly terrifying. Why did a tiger kill over 400 people? How did hundreds of soldiers end up in shark-infested waters? And what made an elephant in India go on an absolute rampage? Bengal tigers can eat up to 88 pounds in one meal. Thankfully, they aren't known to eat humans, but in the early 1900s, one tiger in Nepal had no other choice. Known by legend as the Champawat tiger, named after a town in northern India, This ferocious tigress had an insatiable hunger for humans. Starting in the village of Rupal in western Nepal, her first few kills seemed like isolated incidents. But as her kill count increased, so too did the villagers' fear. Panic spread quickly. Those living by the forest's edge cowered in fear. Mass hysteria over the predator led to people abandoning their homes and farms. Over several years, the tigress mauled and took the lives of 200 Nepalese villagers. Hunters in the village could not get the beast in their sights. Finally, the Nepalese army was called in. But although they were ready to end the massacre, the legendary Tiger Queen was far more elusive than they expected. It's believed that she swam across the Sharda River, bordering India and Nepal, and ended up in her namesake's town, Champawat. Mainly targeting women and children, the Champawat tiger would travel up to 20 miles daily to kill. And while most tigers hunt at night, she snuck up on weak and unsuspecting prey during the daytime. It was clear that she had no fear of humans whatsoever. In 1907, the British government, which controlled India at the time, stepped in, offering a handsome reward for the tiger's capture. When the renowned British hunter and conservationist Jim Corbett got wind of this, he made it his life's mission to track down and kill his latest mass murdering nemesis. Organizing a patrol of 300 villagers, Corbett set up baited traps, tracked paw prints, and combed through the area. Finally, he had a lead. When the tiger killed a 16-year-old girl, it left behind a trail of blood. Corbett ordered the villagers to surround the area, creating a barrier. Loud shouts and pounding drums drew the tiger closer to him. At last, he had the Tiger Queen in his sights. Corbett took several shots and finally clipped his target, but it wasn't fatal. He quickly ran out of ammo and the tiger was furious. In the nick of time, he grabbed a villager's shotgun and shot the tiger dead just 20 feet in front of him.
Oh my God.
Talk about a close call. I would completely shit my pants in this scenario. When all was said and done, the Champawat tiger is believed to have killed 436 people, giving it the record for most fatalities by a single animal. But why did she hunt so many people? Well, Corbett and the villagers found that the upper and lower canines on her right side were damaged. This made it harder for her to hunt her natural prey. So instinctively, she resorted.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked.
I thought he was just
to easier targets, unsuspecting humans. Jim Corbett etched his name in history by taking down man-eating big cats, including a leopard with a bloodlust. Leopards are some of the most agile ambush predators in the wild. They could run up to 36 miles per hour, jump 10 feet high, and pounce forward as far as 20 feet.
Wow.
In 1918, when a leopard in India got its first taste of human, as far as 20 feet. In 1918, when a leopard in India got its first taste of human flesh.
I feel like I've watched that video though. I think I saw this video.
Between 1918 and 1926, in the city of Rudraprayag, the famed leopard is believed to have killed 125 people, though its total kill count is likely higher. Villagers feared going out at night, but that didn't stop the killings. This leopard would break into people's homes, jumping through windows or digging through the mud walls of huts to kill its next victim. Like the Champawat tiger, the British government placed a bounty on the leopard, leading to numerous hunters and even soldiers trying to hunt it down. And once again, Jim Corbett stepped in. Neither traps, bullets, nor poison could defeat the leopard of Rudraprayag. Even Corbett had trouble finding it, until one night, after months of searching, he got his opportunity. Using a live goat as bait, Corbett sat in a tree, waiting for the leopard to strike. When it did, he landed a lucky shot to its shoulder, putting its 8-year reign of terror to an end on May 2nd, 1926. It remains a matter of debate as to why the leopard turned into a man-eater. Corbett suspected the influenza epidemic that rocked the country in 1918 was the culprit. Unburied bodies provided an easy source of food for the leopard, which quickly grew accustomed to scavenging for humans. When the corpses dried up, it moved on to the living. Now, one big cat is bad enough to deal with, but two, that's nightmare fuel. And it's exactly what workers in Kenya had to contend with for nearly a year.
And this is not a normal behavior. This is not something that normal lions will do. This is an indication that these lions have learned that people are prey, and they're actually preying on humans like they'd prey on any other animals.
During the construction of the Kenya-Uganda Railway in late March 1898 in the Sava region of Kenya, workers began to disappear from their tents at night. Between April and December, 2 hungry male lions killed dozens, devouring every last piece of them. At first, crews tried to deter the lions by building fences made of thorns and lighting campfires. But they were persistent, and their attacks became more brazen.
The crews left, they abandoned their work and took the train back to the coast and said, we're not going back to work until these lions are gone.
Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson, who was in charge of the project, took it upon himself to put an end to the brutal killings. And no, there's no relation to Bruce Patterson, just a funny coincidence. Initially, he set up traps using human remains and animal carcasses as bait, but the lions weren't fooled. Patterson then shifted to using live goats while he sat in a tree, ready to take his shot. On December 9th, Patterson was able to shoot and wound one of the lions. The next morning, he tracked it down and killed it. Just a few weeks later, he was able to lure the second lion with live bait and shoot it multiple times, killing it. Like the Champawat tiger's damaged teeth, some believe the lions targeted the workers because one of them had a canine infection, making it harder to hunt its normal prey. Others theorize that an outbreak of rinderpest, or cattle plague, wiped out their usual prey, forcing them to find alternatives. According to John Henry Patterson, over the course of 9 months, the Tsavo man-eaters took the lives of 135 people. But a 2009 study shows that number could have been closer to 35. In 1924, the lion's remains were sold to the Field Museum of Natural History in Chicago, where they sit on display as of 2025. The advice to survive all of these big cats, whether it's a lion, leopard, or tiger, is the same. Back away slowly, don't look at it directly in the eyes, and don't run. If it does attack, use anything you can as a weapon and aim for its sensitive spots, such as its eyes or snout. Our next incident is considered the worst animal attack in Japan's history, and it took place over the course of a week. In 1915, the village of Sankebetsu in Hokkaido, Japan, was ravaged by a 750-pound Usori brown bear standing 9 feet tall that woke up early from hibernation. The bear first appeared in mid-November, raiding a farm in the village. Days later, hunters were hired to kill it. They managed to shoot the bear, but it escaped. They were hopeful this incident would deter it from visiting the village again. Unfortunately, they were wrong. On December 9th, the bear returned, killing an infant and a woman in their home. The next day, the woman's remains were found buried in the snow, partially eaten. Panic spread throughout the village. Men armed themselves and guards were called in. On the evening of December 10th, the bear came back, this time breaking into another house where some of the village's women and children were sheltering. In total, 3 children and a pregnant woman were killed. A guard, another woman, and 2 kids were also severely injured. Even with the house surrounded, it managed to escape yet again. Days later, it returned looking for more food. At this point, 60 armed men, including an expert bear hunter named Yamamoto Hakichi, were on the lookout. 1 shot was fired, but the now injured bear fled once more. The next morning, the hunters were able to track its bloodstains in the snow, and Hakichi got as close as 60 feet to shoot the bear. With 1 shot to the heart and a second to the head, the Sankebetsu Usori brown bear was killed. Sadly, one of the children attacked by the bear died 3 years later due to their injuries. In total, the bear was responsible for killing 7 people over its 6-day reign of terror. When entering bear territory, always carry bear spray and ensure you know how to use it. Make noise to avoid scaring them and sending them into an aggressive state. If you see one, carefully walk the other way. For brown bears like this one, if you are attacked, play dead. Seriously, lie on your stomach with your hands clasped behind your neck, spread your legs out so you're harder to turn over. Stay completely still until the bear leaves the area. Did it leave yet? Before we claw into our next attack, if you're enjoying How to Survive, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Now, we focused mainly on animal attacks on land, but this next story was an underwater nightmare. On July 30th, 1945, during the Second World War, the USS Indianapolis was struck by Japanese torpedoes, sinking it. The initial strikes killed around 300, with 900 other men ending up stranded in the middle of the ocean. Unfortunately, their battle for survival was just beginning. Things were so dire for the crew members that some of them didn't drown because of the water. They literally drowned in oil spewing from the wreckage. Others succumbed to dehydration after ingesting the ocean's salt water. At night, hypothermia killed even more. Between blood pooling in the water and lifeless bodies floating everywhere, it was only a matter of time before the ocean's predators started to appear.
So when sharks find a food item, they really aren't going to let it go without a fight. They're going to find a way to eat. That's what they do.
At first, a group of oceanic white-tip sharks fed on the dead and wounded. But once they were gone, the remaining survivors started to get picked off one by one. Considered one of the deadliest shark attacks of all time, It's believed that sharks killed between a few dozen and 150 Navy men over the course of 4 days. The situation was slow motion chaos, and survivors were suffering from such severe injuries and exhaustion that they couldn't say for certain how many of their shipmates were lost to the sharks. In an effort to fend off the apex predators, they stayed in large groups, kicking the sharks as they approached, but doing so put them at risk of losing a limb. Sharks tend to avoid groups, but if you spot one, swim away and try to get to shore. If you are attacked, you'll want to aim for its gills or snout, but hopefully it won't get to that. After those 4 days in the water, the remaining survivors were rescued. In total, 316 men were pulled from the water alive.
Taxes from 900 to 300, right? That's what I
But the trauma they went through would stay with them forever. Speaking of trauma, when you hear the name Osama bin Laden, you probably don't think of a killer elephant, but that's exactly what our next story is all about. With rapid population growth and the destruction of elephants' natural habitats in India, human-elephant conflicts are an ongoing occurrence in many regions. And it's been like that for a while. Between 2004 and 2006, one elephant in the Indian state of Assam went on a rampage, destroying hundreds of homes and killing 27 people.
Wow.
Standing 10 feet tall, the elephant, which was named Osama bin Laden, presumably for being a terrorist, trampled 14 people to death in 1 month alone. Now, it's hard to say why exactly Osama went on such a rampage, but when bull elephants are in what is called must season, their testosterone levels can surge to more than 60 times higher than normal, which can lead to heightened aggression and territorial behavior. After evading authorities for 2 years, the elephant was finally cornered at a tea plantation where it was shot and killed. Osama's reign of terror was finally over, or was it? Following the news, protests broke out, with many questioning if the right elephant was killed. Although it was identified because it had no tusks, experts claimed the elephant that was killed may have been a look-alike. On top of that, the elephant was killed more than 50 miles from where it was known to frequent. To make matters worse, it was buried without having its footprints or dimensions verified, which would have confirmed that it was, in fact, Osama who was killed. Some even feared the herd the elephant belonged to would seek revenge, and it seems their fears were warranted. Just days after the killing, a group of elephants destroyed homes within the vicinity where it was gunned down. Oddly enough, this was just the first of a few elephants named Osama that would wreak havoc in India. Now, elephants are usually gentle around humans, but in the event you're about to be attacked by one, try to get into a ditch or climb a tree. Running in a zigzag can also help, as elephants have a tough time making sharp turns, given their massive size. Believe it or not, we have yet another deadly predator named Osama, who terrorized a Ugandan village for nearly 15 years. Nile crocodiles are believed to kill an average of 200 people every year. Found across parts of Africa, they can grow up to 20 feet and weigh over 1,500 pounds. They're known to eat everything, from fish to buffalo and unsuspecting humans. Villagers who frequented Lake Victoria ran the risk of being attacked by one croc in particular that was known for being a man-eater. Between 1991 and 2005, one named Osama was responsible for eating 83 people, roughly 10% of the village of Luganda. And it spared no one, from young children to the elderly. If it wasn't ambushing people coming to fill their water buckets, it was capsizing boats. In some instances, it jumped into boats to attack. Osama was a killing machine. That is, until he was finally captured in 2005 after a 7-day hunt. In total, 50 people worked together, led by the Uganda Wildlife Authority, to set up a trap to end this monster's killing ways once and for all. The group used cow lungs as bait, and it worked. A trap hoisted Osama up into a tree. A copper snare was used to wire his jaw shut, but rather than kill him, he was handed over to Uganda Crocs Limited. Apparently, he was then used to breed other crocodiles, which were used in the fashion industry. I don't agree with this, but the locals felt he should have been given a harsher punishment. Being attacked by a croc is almost a death sentence, and if you're unarmed, the only thing that may be able to save you is luck. Survival starts with keeping your distance. In a close encounter, aim for the eyes or the palatal valve behind the tongue. Yep, I know. Easier said than done when a crocodile is drowning you in a death roll. Remember, these attacks are all pretty rare incidents. Most of these animals try to avoid us, and they should still be treated with the respect and dignity they deserve. Although many believe humans are apex predators, thanks to our ability to arm ourselves, I hope you found these stories humbling. Think we left anything out? Let us know in the comments down below. In most situations, traveling in groups, carrying a weapon, and knowing what animals to expect when you're out and about will always increase your odds of survival. However, when you keep exotic animals as pets, well, it's only a matter of time before things go wrong. And if you want to see what I mean by that, check out our next video. We'll see you next time on How to Survive.
Pets is crazy. See, the world's deadliest men save school from worst deaths in human history. Deadliest cougars had surviving Rikers Islands, America's violent crime. Surviving black dolphin, Russian snow. No. 10 places you would never survive. No. Let me see. Let's see. Should we watch? I actually like these videos I watch with my family, and they're so cool. The way to cool. In Peru. Is that how you spell Peru? I forgot. Yeah, look at this one. This one's Peruvian. 3 documentaries.
Oh no, your girlfriend's dad doesn't like his gift.
The last hidden tribe of the Amazon. The painted people. Nah, never mind. I'm good. I really don't know. Let me see. How long is this one? This one is that.
On December 27th, 2024, detectives received a cyber tip reporting that a Dropbox account was uploading and storing inappropriate content. Over the next month, investigators gathered digital. 23rd, 2025, detectives executed that warrant.
Pretty much since you moved in?
Yes.
And what service do you have for your cell phone?
AT&T through my parents. I'm still on their phone plan.
You're on their plan? And yours?
I'm still on my parents. We have Verizon.
I'll explain what that entails. That is usually when I receive what's called a cyber tip from a company, an electronic service provider. They'll say, "Oh, we located this on our plat." Is it okay? That's okay. You look that over if you'd like while you're waiting. And we'll probably just have another officer wait with you in a separate room. Which room would you like to wait in?
I guess my bedroom will turn off the alarm.
Okay, yeah. Not
Can I ask a couple questions?
Yes, go ahead.
So I know this is because you got hacked. I know that for a fact. So what's all going to happen then? So is he going to court for something?
I'll explain that. Obviously, if that's the case, we need to discuss some things.
Wait, I want to see a reaction though.
You can take off the jacket. Or you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney. Examiners up there, it's their job. Do you remember what platform you saw that on? Keep it as secret as I can and disclose as little as possible to her as I need to.
Oh, what's your reaction?
His sentence included 30 days complete.
No. Okay. Is there any from personal interactions with located on the trust? So we're going to need to put you in handcuffs and take you outside. Okay.
There's no reaction, Gabe. Want to know her reaction?
After investigators completed forensic examinations on all of his devices, the man was charged with 20 counts of possession of a moving depiction. He ultimately pled guilty and was sentenced on August 14, 2025. His sentence included 30 days in jail, with 2 days of credit time served, followed by 30 months of probation, set to run from August 2025 through February 2028. He was also ordered...
Let's see this one.
Build a website you love with Wix.
Let's see
For your
the
words,
dumbest killer on the internet today.
Just talked to the guys from Tennessee. They're saying, them boys there are saying he's the guy.
This is 23-year-old Tyler Panzarella. Tyler is being investigated by the Myrtle Beach Police Department for the murder of his roommate and co-worker, Christopher Sky Bowling, whose remains were discovered just hours earlier near a haunted road in South Carolina.
They saying that you planned this, you drove him out there, you had the gun, y'all walked out there, you shot him.
No.
So was it an accident? You shoot him by accident?
I never.
Or you just a monster and just say, hey, we're going to take you into the woods and blow your head off.
The person Tyler is pinning the blame on is Nick Henry, Christopher's best friend. However, the detectives interviewed Nick as well, and he insisted that Tyler was the cold-blooded killer, not him.
Why would he say he shot him? Tyler said I shot him? Because Tyler shot him. Like, listen, bro.
Listen, bro.
I'm telling y'all the guy's on the truth. I did not do it. He did it.
Oh man, Nick had the gun. He's been like he scares me. That's the type of person he is.
It was not me. I swear to God. Like, please, it wasn't me. Like, I swear to God, it wasn't me.
This is your chance. I mean, did you do it? Did you kill him?
No. I'm being 100% honest on everything. No.
I didn't do it. I swear to God, I didn't do it. I did not want none of that to happen to him. I swear to God. I swear to God on everything. I promise.
How many times?
I swear to God.
How many
I'm the one
times?
who took him down there to see his kid. And now he's dead. It's not my fault. It's not my fault, bro.
Okay, chat. 9,
Not my fault.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it going. Yes, sir. All right,
The
I'm
drama
ready.
began on August 2nd, 2020, when Chris's mother, Kelly Simmerly, reported to the police that Chris had been missing for 5 days.
This is not like our son. This is not like Chris. This is not his personality. This is not anything like him. He would not just, disappear and without a trace. He just wouldn't. I'm worried that he is hurt. I'm worried that someone is hurting because this is out of character for my son.
The Myrtle Beach Police Department immediately launched an investigation and learned that Chris was living with his coworker, Tyler. So they went to Tyler's workplace to speak with him.
We are speaking with Tyler Panzarella. How long have you known Chris?
Not too long.
Chris was originally living in Tennessee, but he reached out to Tyler a few months ago, looking for a place to stay. He told him it would only be until he found an apartment of his own. He wanted a permanent residence to be closer to his son.
And so his son and stuff was here, so he was asking me, he's like, hey, I want to come down to Myrtle Beach and everything. Could you help me out and let me stay with you? I'll pay you rent or whatever. And I was like, yeah, no problem.
Chris's friends Bailey and Nick drove him to Myrtle Beach, and Tyler agreed that the three of them could stay at his apartment temporarily. But according to Tyler, Chris had a change of plans when he met a girl online, and he suddenly vanished.
Last time I heard from him, I think it was like the 26th, 27th, I believe it was. And then he just kept talking about like this girl he was talking about and going to like North Carolina with her. Okay,
Who's the girl, do you know?
I have no idea. I don't know the specific name. And then like didn't answer my phone calls or nothing, anything, nothing at all.
Do you have Bailey and Nick's numbers?
Yeah.
Apparently, Bailey and Nick went back to Tennessee shortly after Chris disappeared, so the detectives reached out to them to see if they would corroborate Tyler's story. They failed to get a hold of Bailey, but were able to speak with Nick, who also said that Chris met a girl from North Carolina and skipped town to be with her. However, this story still seemed suspicious to the detectives. Chris's family claimed that he loved his son more than anything, so why would he leave everything behind for a mysterious girl he met online? The detectives executed a search warrant for Chris's social media records and discovered nothing. After posting a video of himself by a fire on the day of his disappearance, all activity came to a halt, and they found nothing to suggest that Chris had met a girl from North Carolina. At this point, they had a strong feeling that Tyler and Nick were hiding something. So they obtained another search warrant, this time for Tyler's apartment. The detectives didn't find anything until the cadaver dog went into Chris's room and detected human remains. However, there was no body in the apartment, and just because the dog detected the smell, it didn't mean that a body was ever there. The only thing it confirmed was that Tyler had picked up the scent of a dead body somewhere, possibly on his shoes, and carried it into his house. 6 days after this search was conducted, the detectives went back to Tyler's apartment to speak with him for a second time.
Hey Tyler, how you doing? Good. I'm Detective Eddie. This is Detective Whitmire. You mind if I step in and talk to you? Originally, we were kind of helping the missing persons division, okay? At this point, I mean, we think that something happened to Chris. And we're obviously talking to you because you're one of the last people that saw him, okay? This is the important part, okay, for you to basically be 100% truthful and just listen to me for a second, okay? To tell us everything you know, okay? Because we think something happened here, possibly an accident, okay? And we think you know something about it. I'll tell you right now, I mean, when we came here into the search warrant, we had a cadaver dog come. The dog alerted to possible deceased person in your apartment.
But did where did he alert, or like where? Is it just like in general, or just like?
What I'm trying to do, I mean, I'm not playing games with you. If you're,
I'm not either.
I know.
I'm just trying to help.
I know. What I'm saying is, I'm trying to give you every opportunity to basically tell us anything additional you may have. We need to know now because later on, when we put the puzzle together, which we're going to do, we're not going to have this conversation. Does that make sense?
Have you ever had a weapon?
It was a 9mm, but it went missing whenever Nick left. He went to Tennessee.
Okay. Do you think that Nick or Bailey would be capable of doing something to Chris?
When you say Bailey, I mean, just from like the way Nick talks and carries himself, like maybe. Nick scares me. Okay, if I would be really honest, like truthfully, like this was like he freaks me out, and so like he like said weird stuff about, or basically like that he might have done something. And that just scared the shit out of me. But I've never been around that. I've never like, you know what I mean?
What did he tell you?
What was the road? What's that old haunted road? Like a Lucas Fair Road?
I never heard this story.
It's like apparently a haunted road back there. He was saying he went there and like did something or whatever. Like said he killed somebody. But like, and then that's when my gun missed. But I don't know who it was because it scared me.
Well, hearing that story,
yeah. But
do you think it could be Chris?
I mean, now, yeah. Honestly.
If you're scared of Nick or Bailey or someone else, or, you know, the best thing you do if you want to help yourself out is tell the truth. So, did you see Chris dead at any point? Okay. Can you tell us what happened?
They just told me to go there. They thought we were just going to go do some, like, haunted stuff or, like, by that road or whatever. So, like, we went there, and then, like, he had my gun or whatever, and then just, like, just shot him.
Nick shot Chris. Where? Head. Then what happened?
Just shaking, scared for my life. I don't know if he was going to shoot me or what. I don't know. I'm not crying. Like, this was like the scariest I've ever seen.
I completely understand.
Despite recalling such a terrifying and life-changing moment, Tyler showed no emotion while describing it, maintaining a blank stare the entire time. Although everybody responds to trauma differently, this behavior made the detectives even more suspicious of Tyler.
So you're out there on Lucas Road. Who's with you? You?
With Nick and Bailey.
Okay, so the four of you get out of the car, and what happens?
Just walk into the woods and just shot him.
What was the conversation before the gun went off?
Nothing. We're just all walking to the woods.
So how did Nick get the gun? I mean, he just took it out of your car, or who had the gun when you guys got out of the car?
Because I was walking, and because he told me to bring it or whatever. So I was like, okay. And then he was like, hey, let me see it. And I was like, for what? He's like, I just want to shoot it or whatever. So I was like, okay. And then I handed it to him.
How far were they standing?
I like saying that.
Okay, so 6 feet, give or take, arm extended, or
Yeah.
how? No, you can. You don't have any bigger him.
Yeah, it came out literally just like that. It came out literally just like.
Some may argue that Tyler's laughter during this demonstration is simply a natural response to break the tension in an uncomfortable situation. However, the fact that he actually shot the handgun completely unprompted makes it much harder to play devil's advocate. A more sinister explanation for Tyler's laughter is that he is not just reenacting Chris's murder, he's reliving it and gaining gratification from doing so.
So did Nick say anything right after he shot him?
Nothing. He just was quiet, and then he was like, take this.
So he gave you back the gun?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do, so I just grabbed it and went to the car.
If Nick handed Tyler the gun, why did Tyler not take control of the situation? Why didn't he leave Nick in the woods and go straight to the police? The detectives were not buying Tyler's story, but they played along since they still needed to locate Chris's body.
So where's his body now? Like Lucas Road somewhere?
Yeah.
You think you can get as close to the spot?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably go with you guys.
Although they didn't want to arrest Tyler for Chris's murder just yet, they couldn't risk having him flee at such a crucial point in the investigation. So he was arrested and charged with obstruction of justice for providing a false lead and withholding information during their investigation.
He's just gonna pat you down, man.
Tyler directed the detectives and a team of officers to Gilbert Road, which used to be called Lucas Bay Road.
You got a handcuff key on your thing? Yeah. You just want to get him out and take the shackles? Huh? Swing your feet around, man. We're going to take these leg shackles off real fast.
Tyler led the detectives down a long road and eventually ended up at a fenced-off area deep in the woods.
It looks really
To the right a little bit or something like that?
that way, yeah.
It's kind of like saying that you're 1, 2 o'clock. I think that's about the spot then. You want to check it out?
The detective stood by Tyler while officers went into the thick brush and conducted a thorough search for Chris's remains.
Be careful where you're stepping if there's crime scenes.
You remember what shoes he was wearing that night?
See, like blue Jordans.
In blue and white?
About 50 feet fast.
The investigators had found what they were looking for. Through dental records, they were later able to confirm that the remains did in fact belong to Chris. Tyler was escorted back to the police cruiser once again and taken to the police department for another interview.
You can take us to it or you can repeat it, okay?
I just talked to the guys in Tennessee. They're saying, them boys there are saying he's the guy.
This statement was a complete lie. Nick and Bailey hadn't been interviewed yet. In fact, both of them were still 6.5 hours away in Tennessee. The detectives wanted to see what Tyler would do if Chris's friends were pinning the blame on him. Stick to his story or confess to Chris's murder.
They saying that you planned this, you drove him out there, you had the gun, y'all walked out there, you gave the gun, you shot him.
No, I never had a problem with Chris, nothing, ever. And I'm not like that, man. I came from a good family, I promise you, man. Like, I would never do that to someone, ever.
They say you did it.
No.
No.
I'm telling you, I'm a good person. I would never in my entire life, ever.
You saying you was a good guy? Why didn't you call 911 whenever you left there? You just left him out there to die.
Because I was scared, man. I didn't know what to do. I've never been around that. I've never been in that situation.
This is your chance. I mean, did you do it? Did you kill him?
No. I'm being 100% honest on everything. No. I told you everything that happened. No.
So was it an accident? You shoot him by accident?
I never
or you just a monster and just say, hey, we're gonna take you into the woods and blow your head off.
Oh man, Nick had the gun.
Damn.
He's been like
I don't know.
he scares me. He's been scared me ever since like he got like that's the type of person he is.
This back and forth went on for a while, with Tyler positioning himself as a defenseless victim, even though Nick supposedly handed him the gun. So far, the detective had been playing the role of the good cop, taking everything Tyler was saying into consideration, even if it was hard to believe.
All right, Tyler, sit tight with it. We'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
But now, it was time for the bad cop to step into the ring.
Ooh.
All right, Tyler, Sergeant Lee, this is my sergeant, okay?
Back time?
I've been sitting in another room listening to you, listening to everything you say. And all these guys have told me everything that's been going on for the last 3 or 4 weeks, whenever the hell this started. All right? You're how old?
23.
What do you plan on doing with your life?
Wait, he's how old?
You're how old?
23.
22. Brody looks older than me. I understand.
What do you plan on doing with your life?
Like all the 23-year-olds, they look older
Really?
than me, bro.
Where do you want to be that best person? Let me tell you right now, you're fixing to go to prison. Guess what's going to get done to Tyler? You're going from here, you're going to get charged with murder. You're going to be charged with killing Chris. Do you understand that? Look at me. Don't sit there and give me these crocodile tears. Tyler, don't sit here and bull me, because you don't go out to Lucas Bay Lights and bring a gun into the woods at night if you ain't got something planned. So be honest. This story, to be able to tell this story, shouldn't take you any more than 5 minutes, from beginning to end. You took your gun out of the glove box. You can smile all you
I'm not
want.
smiling right now.
You're smirking.
I'm not
You
smirking.
took your gun out of the damn glove box. You handed it to you say you handed it to another kid who then shot your buddy. And then you all let's just go back in the car and go back to my apartment. It takes you a month to come forward and say,
I didn't know what to do.
No, you didn't know what to do. You're a good person.
That
But
makes
good
sense,
people, you know what they
low-key,
don't
I
do?
ain't
They
gonna
don't
lie.
leave
A month
kid
is
to lay out in the
crazy.
woods to get eaten by animals. That's what you did. You've played the game in here long enough. You're involved in some that you would have never, ever been done if you were a good person.
So that's what you think. You think I'm just that type of person. And I don't know where.
Yeah, I think you're the kind of person that takes a friend out into the middle of the woods.
From what representation, though? That's what.
From your own words. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You better talk.
Ooh, tough love, huh?
The detectives hoped that Sergeant Lent's intense and overwhelming style of questioning would encourage Tyler to open up to Detective DeWitt's calmer approach. However, this plan failed to elicit a confession.
Is there anything else you think of? Anything whatsoever?
You know what happened. You know what the story is. You know where the body is. Stuff like that. I made a mistake. I should have came to you guys sooner, and I didn't know what to do. I had no idea. But now I gotta live with that. There's really nothing I can do to get away from this, or
truth.
I know that. I made a mistake, dude. Now I gotta pay for that.
Clearly, Tyler had no intention of taking responsibility for Chris's death. Although they hadn't ruled out Nick as a suspect just yet, the detectives decided to charge Tyler with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. Following Tyler's arrest, the detectives told Chris's mother that her son had been murdered.
They said that, we're sorry to inform you, but your son has been killed. Okay, yeah, it hit me hard. I could not breathe. I could not catch my breath. I was shaking all over, and I just kept saying, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it,
Kelly was relieved to hear that Chris's killer was behind bars. But if the detectives wanted to keep Tyler locked up, they had to get Nick and Bailey's side of the story. So, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tracked them down and brought them into one of their offices where they were confronted by the Horry County detectives, starting with Nick.
Look, nigga already cried. You already cried. Nigga, you don't stop crying.
Right away, the detectives believed that Nick's emotional demeanor was more appropriate for this situation than Tyler's strangely calm demeanor. However, considering Nick had over a month to prepare for this interview, it was possible that this was all an act.
I think this is an act.
You might go ahead and tell the difference. Wait, but let's just have a conversation and we'll kind of
Buddy,
cross that bridge, okay?
You're
All right,
gone.
so
You're
he's agreeing with you,
out
okay?
of here.
Obviously, we from South Carolina. I work for Horry County here in Myrtle Beach. We've been working on cases for quite some time now, okay? and we have reason to believe that you are involved in that case, okay? So we're going to go back to the night of July 27th, 2020. Yeah. Tell me about it. Okay, just talk. We did it. Yeah, what? Shot him. Please don't tell him I told you. And he told me, he was like, if you ever tell anybody else, I'm going to give you in your grandpa. Make sure you do nothing. Wait. Yeah, it's my house.
Everybody's playing everybody, bro.
Oh, that's my
What's up, bro?
So, Kyle's in jail. So he's not a threat to your family, okay? But, unfortunately, you got you wrapped up in this, okay? So we're just trying to see what you can provide to us as far as from your point of view, okay? To make sure we have the story clear. Okay?
Arrest all three of them.
After being assured that his grandpa was going to be safe, Nick immediately began detailing the night of the murder.
Okay, so we're in the car and we're driving. Who was there? Baby, Sky, and Tyler. Or whenever you say Sky, who's Sky? What's his real name? Chris. His Sky said something about his nephew or something like that and started making fun of him, and Tyler just looked at him like that was the last straw. They haven't really got along. We're just driving, and I didn't know where the hell we're going. And Tyler's faces on some old dirt road. He's talking about some haunted forest or haunted something. And everybody was just freaked out. And we started walking, and we made sure he was behind him. And we all got somewhere wherever he wanted us to go to. We told him that it's a specific spot. And they just spooked him. I was terrified. I didn't know if I was going to die too, and I've never seen anything like that before, and I didn't know what to do.
Nick's demeanor once again appeared genuine, aligning perfectly with the feelings that he was describing. Unlike Tyler, who claimed to be terrified but showed no signs of fear. Additionally, Nick's story was much more in-depth, while Tyler's story was surface level with very little details. However, the detectives wondered if Nick's story would change at all once he was under pressure.
So you didn't touch the body at all? No. I promise I didn't. I swear to God. Pulse, nothing. Just let it there. I was scared. He just popped him in front of me. So why would he say you shot him? Tyler said I shot him? Because Tyler shot him. Like, listen, bro.
Listen, bro.
I'm telling y'all the God's honest truth. I did not do it. He did it. And I have the proof that it was his gun. It was the first day I met him, and he showed me. It was not me. I swear to God.
In one final Hail Mary, the detectives showed Nick pictures of his friend's skeletal remains.
That's what y'all left in the woods right there. See that? What is it? Yeah, you tell me what that is. What is that? Show you a better picture. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. See that? Y'all did that. See that? Look at that. Who's that right there? Who's this right here? Look at it. You see it? Who did that? Who is that right there? That's God, but I didn't do it. I swear to God I didn't do it. I did not want none of that to happen to him. I swear to God. I swear to God on everything. I promise. I swear to God. Like, I'm the one who took him down there to see his kid. And now he's dead. It's not my fault. He's dead. It's not my fault, bro. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
I got her a little something. A little something, Dad?
Hold up. Walt rolled his 401k account.
About an hour into the interrogation, the detectives conceded that Tyler had pulled the trigger.
Did you tell him the plan with Tyler? No, Tyler. Contribute to the plan that Tyler had for this whole situation? No. Neither did Bailey. What % of responsibility do you think Tyler has for this? What happened? 0 to 100. 0 being the least, 100 being the worst. Like 100. He's the one who. Let me ask you this, Bailey. What percentage do you think he is for this? None. 0. 0%. Yeah. And what % do you think you are related to this? I couldn't say anything. I couldn't. Percentage-wise, do you think you have no responsibility for what happened? I mean, I couldn't help it.
So like maybe like 2 or something, but I can't just stop that. Cause he was gonna do that to me too. Like please, it wasn't me. I swear to God, it wasn't me.
Yo, how many times,
All right,
man?
this is a voluntary statement. Everything you just told us, you be writing on paper. Take time.
Thank you.
After providing a written statement, Nick was charged with obstruction of justice for lying about Chris's whereabouts during his initial phone interview. Nick's interrogation only strengthened the detective's case against Tyler. But at this point, it was still one suspect's word against the
This is
others.
Tyler. This is
At
Nick.
the very least, the detectives needed a tiebreaker. So they moved on to the final person who was present for Chris's murder, Bailey.
Tiebreaker.
So here's the deal, Bailey. We ultimately know what happened to Chris. We know you were there. What we're looking for right now is to see how cooperative you're going to be with us. Because we don't need you getting in trouble just because your friends put you in a bad situation. Because nobody said you did anything, but you were there. What I need to know is, did Tyler shoot him? Or did Nick shoot him? Who shot him? Tyler. Tyler pulls out his gun and shoots who? Chris. How many shots? Just one. Okay. Make any direct threats to you?
I mean, he told me if something happened, he'd know.
Some other people we've spoken to said Nick shot him.
No, it wasn't. Now, just because he's my friend, don't mean I'm gonna stand up for him, because I don't think it's right. Either way. But it was Tyler.
Would you be willing to take a polygraph to show that you're not having providing false information to us today?
Sure.
All right, just sit tight for me, all right?
Yes, sir.
The polygraph test results suggested that Bailey was telling the truth. As you may already know, polygraph tests are notorious in being unreliable in detecting deception. But the fact that Bailey agreed to one was a testament to his transparency with the detectives and gave him credibility as a cooperating witness. Furthermore, after the interview, he drew a diagram of the crime scene, showing where Tyler parked the car and where they were all standing when Chris was shot. In the end, Bailey was allowed to leave the station since he was determined to be nothing more than an innocent bystander. When Chris's mom learned that Tyler and Nick had been arrested, she was shocked since Chris only ever spoke highly of them.
Nicholas was Chris's friend for a long time. At least 5 or 6 years. Chris called them his friends. He called them his brothers. He looked up to them.
While behind bars, Tyler continued to maintain his innocence. And 2 years after being arrested, he entered an Alford plea for voluntary manslaughter. This type of plea meant that Tyler didn't admit that he was guilty, but recognized that there was enough evidence that a jury would likely convict him. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison and must serve 85% of his sentence before being eligible for supervised release. To this day, it is unclear exactly what caused him to snap. As for Nick, he pled guilty to his obstruction of justice charge and was sentenced to 10 years probation. Chris's mother continues to struggle with the loss of her son, who she describes as her best friend.
I never once questioned God why. I've learned not to do that. And I've never once blamed God for this. God did not do this to Chris, but he allowed it to happen. But my main question is why?
Unfortunately, Kelly may never know why her son was taken from her in such a cruel and senseless way. However, she has since named a star after Chris as a constant reminder of the light he brought to those around him.
Love you, Mom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we just finished the last videos, yesterday's video. The dumbest killer. Today we're gonna watch the smartest killer. How police captured Colorado's smartest killer. Let's go to go on.
Small business owners across the country. Are you?
Let's go.
This is the mother of 43-year-old Crystal Krug. In a few seconds, she's going to find Crystal's lifeless body inside this very garage.
Hello?
This is Daniel Krug, the man who killed her. He's heading in for another normal workday, just minutes after leaving his wife's lifeless body hidden in the garage of their own home.
Damn.
Oh, shit. Holy fuck.
For the last 4 months, this man has been engineering the most calculated homicide plot Colorado has ever seen, creating fake identities, manipulating Crystal's children, and setting up the perfect scapegoat to take the blame. He believes his plan is bulletproof, that police will spend weeks chasing a ghost and eventually arrest someone else for the murder he committed. And despite nearly perfect detective work, his plan works exactly the way he intended.
My husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. Oh my god, this can't be true. I was the person who attacked her.
Yo, this is...
Who's Steele? Officer Henry.
Yeah, nice to meet
Very good to
you.
meet you. I talked to Detective Mike, kind of have an idea what's going on.
Yes.
This is Crystal Krug, months before her murder. She lives here with her husband, Daniel Krug, and their 3 children. Both Crystal and her husband are well educated and seem to have built a comfortable life together with their kids. But behind closed doors, something dark is happening that will destroy this beautiful family. All because Crystal's been dealing with a stalker obsessed with her, sending her constant threats and claiming to watch her every move. This officer is here to check her car for GPS trackers or anything that could explain how this stalker keeps finding her. In reality, the stalker is much closer than anyone could have imagined.
Her husband.
You can see like it's a little bit dirty, so I can see blood marks, but
It's just
like my street looks like.
As an outsider, it is so like the acting of the husband is so funny, but like dangerously funny. Like, oh my god!
There's no one out. Like I know the normal cars.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do this?
So I don't know where he's following.
I just don't
I can only
understand.
assume a tracker.
Nothing jumps out at me.
I know, I didn't either. I'm hoping it's just meant to mess with me.
The officer continues searching the vehicle top to bottom, but finds nothing suspicious. So before leaving, he offers Crystal a few safety recommendations and reassures her that they'll keep looking into her case. Not long in the course of the investigation, Broomfield police receive another call, this time from Crystal's husband, Daniel, reporting a break-in at his home. An officer is dispatched to check things out. Unknowingly, this encounter will be the start of one of the most calculated murders the United States has ever seen.
I never even heard of them,
How's it
though.
going? Yeah, definitely. I'm Officer Chauncey. I'm Dan. Nice to meet you. Chauncey, nice to meet you.
So as I pulled in, I saw someone run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way.
Got it.
I didn't think to call you until my wife got home recently, and we realized the spare key that we keep in the garage isn't there.
Okay.
According to Daniel, the only thing that's gone is their spare house key. If someone stole that, it means they aren't done and might have plans to come back at some point. The officer advises Daniel to change their locks immediately, while police look into who this intruder might be. What no one realizes tonight is that this is no random incident. It's the opening move in a plan that's been forming for months. And this break-in is just step 1.
This is
9 days
crazy.
after Daniel reports the break-in, his wife Crystal wakes up to another uneasy morning. For weeks now, she's been receiving strange, anonymous messages and a growing sense that someone out there has an eye on her. Until now, none of it had a name attached, but a faceless presence that kept getting closer. But today, that changes. As Crystal gets the kids ready for school, makes her morning coffee, and heads out for work, her phone buzzes. She glances at the screen and sees a name she hasn't thought about in more than 20 years. Jack Anthony Holland, a man she dated briefly as a teenager. The message is short, crude, completely out of nowhere. Hi, Crystal. It's Anthony. Hope it's okay I looked you up. I go to Boulder every few weeks and thought we could hook up. You game? At first, she didn't think much of it. The two last spoke years ago, and even then, he was harmless. So she ignores it and moves on. But the next day, everything changes. Are you there? You should say yes when I offer pity. Whatever. I saw your pics. You got fat. You should yourself. Saw you at the dentist today. Your license plate expired. Gotta fix that. Suddenly, Crystal's fear becomes reality, and she begins living with the terrifying possibility that she's being watched. And now, she's certain Anthony is the one who's been harassing her for weeks. She becomes hypervigilant, installs cameras around the home, dash cams in her car, and starts carrying a concealed handgun everywhere she goes. By late October, Crystal's barely sleeping. She keeps a spreadsheet of her stalker log, documenting every message she gets. Then, almost a month later, a new email from Anthony confirms her worst fears. This your husband? Drives like slow old lady. He needs to drive safe. The email comes with an attached photo showing her husband Daniel at his workplace. Now the stalker isn't just targeting Crystal. He's coming after her family. Crystal realizes she can't handle this alone, so she hires a private investigator to track down Anthony's addresses and digital history. Then, on Halloween night, she calls the police.
So, how can I help you tonight? What's going on?
Yeah, so I have an ex from a very long time ago who has occasionally found me on social media, and it's never been an issue until this month. So this month, I have received numerous text messages, and then today I got an email that is very threatening, and it escalated to the point that he took a recent picture of my husband at his work location. So the stalking is getting a little too aggressive at this point in time.
Okay.
So my last contact with this individual was 5 years ago, where I told him I was happily married. I had no interest in what he kept contacting me. He kind of blew things up and then blocked me. I blocked him, haven't heard from him since.
After explaining everything to the officer, she documents each detail and forwards the case to the department's investigative unit. Within hours, the file lands on the desk of Detective Andrew Martinez, a seasoned investigator who's worked some of Broomfield's toughest cases, including abductions and violent crimes. Martinez
got you, my homeboy. My homeboy, they got you.
Schedules a formal meeting with Crystal for the following week, hoping to get a clearer picture of what exactly is happening and who this Anthony really is. When she sits down with Martinez, the situation has already escalated far beyond what Crystal first reported.
So, I mean, like, he saw, like, full pictures of my family, of my kids. Like, I locked down my protocol real fast after this, because it was pretty alarming, right? Where he's like, we're meant to be together, and my family loves that we're talking. And I'm like, whoa, you think that we're, like, in a relationship? So I shut it down real hard. I said, this is really creepy for me. You need to stop. And he got, like, real emotional, and then blocked me. I'm like, good. And I blocked him, and I'm like, and then I shut down Facebook entirely. The one development that I have, I did get the full-blown report from the PI problem, and you'll see this in this report. There are tons of phone numbers associated with him. There are tons of addresses. He moves everywhere and between like 3 different states.
As Crystal walks the detective through her evidence, 2 details immediately stand out. First, her stalker isn't just texting her from random numbers. He's using multiple phone lines and different digital identities, finding ways to reach her even after she changes her information. Whoever this is, they're persistent, resourceful, and frighteningly determined. Second, her ex-boyfriend, Anthony Holland, is tied to several addresses and multiple phone numbers. Whether it's instability or an attempt to stay off the grid, it convinces Martinez that Crystal is dealing with someone who either doesn't want to be found or someone who's planning something far worse. With all of this in mind, Martinez wraps the interview with Crystal and begins the digital side of the investigation. He sends warrants to service providers, requesting phone records, email logs, and account information to track down the stalker. Unfortunately for Martinez, these companies will make a mistake that will soon prove deadly. While waiting for the digital evidence to come back, Martinez decides to follow up on something else. The garage break-in Daniel reported back in September when a stranger supposedly stole their spare house key. He brings Daniel in for a formal interview, wanting to know whether he's noticed anyone following him, but instead of clarifying things, Martinez is about to learn something far more unsettling about the Krug household. But before we get to that, 2025 is something Monday. Plan leave AI in the description something troubling about the couple's marriage.
And I guess at what point did she tell you that he recontacted her this last time? It was either November 1st or November 2nd. It was after she had gotten a picture of me at work that she brought me up to speed on that. Gotcha, okay. And the first contact that he initially made with her was back on October 2nd. I guess why that month gap, do you think, before she told you? I'm sure she has mentioned to you that she and I are going through a rough patch, kind of on the rocks. So probably didn't seem that pressing until it was. Sure. And she didn't mention that to me, that you guys were having a rough time currently. Are you guys in the process of separating, getting divorced, or working through things? To be determined. My brother, Matthew, is a cop, so I have a retractable asp steel baton. Yeah. As I said, not right now, but otherwise, it's on me all the time. I sleep with it next to me. I've bought some additional security cameras for the house. So what am I doing? I'm panicking. And I'm doing a shit job of protecting my wife. So I'm not doing good. Yeah, I can see that. So, with that being, I know that Chris Steele, we put her car on a lift on Tuesday afternoon to see if there's any sort of GPS tracking or anything like that. We couldn't find anything on the car. If Anthony is watching you guys, it's going to be in person from a distance or nearby or however. So that poses an interesting issue in of itself.
From Daniel's reactions, it's clear the stalking is taking a toll on him too. His wife is terrified, his family feels haunted, and he's struggling to understand how any of this is happening. Detective Martinez wraps up the interview, but something Daniel said lingers in the back of his mind. He revealed that he didn't know about the stalking for almost a month, not until Crystal finally showed him the email with the photo taken outside his workplace. So Martinez decides to look deeper into the family dynamic, and what he finds is concerning. He learns that the couple have been going through a rough patch recently. Nothing hostile or dangerous, but they were trying to work things out, doing what they believed was best for their kids and holding their family together the best they could. With how much the stalker seems to know about their lives, Martinez briefly wonders if someone inside the home might be manipulating the situation, and for a moment, he even considers the possibility that Daniel might be messing with his wife as some twisted way of trying to fix their marriage. But that idea is quickly dismissed. There is no evidence backing any of it, and all signs still point to Anthony. Not to mention, Crystal herself is fully convinced her ex is behind the stalking campaign. Throughout November, the harassment continues to escalate with more messages and threats. Crystal continues documenting everything and constantly monitors her cameras. By early December, she finally receives a message that gives her the smallest breath of air. Hey, gorgeous. I can't visit you anymore. No more Colorado time. My girlfriend doesn't want us talking without her. She says you'll let the cops get me after you get rid of him. For the first time in weeks, Crystal and her family feel a brief sense of relief. It sounds like Anthony is backing off, maybe even leaving the state. But in reality, this is just the stalker's final move to make them drop their guard before he strikes.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't file with us last year. Just file
1 hour before.
The day starts like every other day. Daniel leaves for work while Crystal heads out to drop the kids off at school. During those minutes, someone approaches the front door, tapes over the Ring doorbell camera, and slips inside the house. Minutes later, Crystal drives back home, pulls into the garage, and steps out of the car. She has no idea someone is waiting for her inside, and the moment she closes the car door, he attacks. The stalker strikes Crystal in the head, stabs her, and leaves her bleeding on the floor. After months of plotting, this is the moment he'd been waiting for. Later that morning, Daniel tries calling Crystal from his office, but she doesn't answer or respond to texts. Hours pass, and there's still no sign of her, so Daniel finally decides to call police.
Springfield Dispatcher's meeting.
Hi there. My name is Dan Krug. I don't think this is an emergency, but this feels really weird.
Okay.
My wife isn't responding to text messages or phone calls.
Okay.
We've had threats against us. We have both been targeted by a stalker.
Okay.
Threats have been made against my life.
Okay.
And threatening to kidnap her, which is why I'm nervous that she's not answering me.
Within minutes of Daniel's call, an officer is dispatched to the Krug residence to check on Crystal. At the same time, Daniel also calls Crystal's mother, asking her to go check on her daughter, sending her straight into the worst moment of her life. While she makes her way there, the officer reaches the house first.
Hello.
Oh, I'm their neighbor, and they called me. Like, can you go see if she'll answer the
Oh, yeah, he sent us as well, so.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Just next door? Okay.
All right, well, you got this.
All righty, man. Appreciate it.
The house looks quiet, and the officer doesn't notice anything wrong from the outside. But before he clears the call and drives off, something nags at him. So he brings his patrol car a little closer to check the garage, where he's about to uncover a tragic, horrifying sight.
Why would he do that, though? I guess if he has to, run away or cover, just in case. Oh, to get up. Okay, I get it.
As the officer leans in for a closer look, he spots a body lying on the floor, motionless, with blood smeared across the wall.
151 send medical and 110. I need a 4 entry. I got a female down in the garage. Brookfield Police! Brookfield Police! Oh, shit.
Oh, nah, he's caught us. Look how he did that. One kick. Hello.
To find Crystal with what looks like a severe head injury, so he immediately begins performing CPR, working on says, but instead of as the garage door is lifted to get medics in, Crystal's mother catches a brief glimpse inside, just long enough to see an officer performing CPR on her daughter. Before she can process what she's seeing, another officer quickly arrives to shield her from this nightmare.
Bam! I need you to come over here for a minute, okay? So we can work. I understand. I need you to come on over here, okay? Okay. I know. Do me a favor, go and sit inside so we can work on her, okay? So we can try to get her the help, okay? What's your name?
Linda.
Linda?
Yeah.
Okay. My name's Officer Zamora, okay? I'll come out here and I'll give you some news as soon as I can.
Please tell me she's okay.
I have no idea just yet, but I know that they're working on her. The officer in there has been working CPR on her, and I think she's doing okay,
My
okay?
husband called.
He did. He's the one that called us and let us know, okay? Go ahead, take a seat for a minute. I'll be right back here, okay?
I need to tag out, man. She's got a head wound. I don't know if it's from falling or something else, but probably falling, but I don't know, man. It's a good one. Husband said there was a stalker threatening to kidnap her, so I don't know. No, she's unresponsive. Decent head wound.
Where we have more room at the
While medics continue working on Crystal inside the garage, an officer stands outside reassuring a distressed woman who's just arrived, unaware that this is Crystal's mother. She's shaken and terrified by the horrors she witnessed inside the garage. Linda would later learn that none of this was random, and finding her daughter like this was always part of a twisted plan. Back inside the garage, medics keep working, still trying to revive Crystal, not yet aware of the fatal wound hidden beneath her clothing.
Guys, you see anything other than a fall type of wound?
What's that? Gash on the chest.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a stab wound.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
The dispatch could tell us the husband called in to check on her. I don't know right now, but dispatch should have it.
So we have a visible stab wound, you guys?
Yes.
Right above her heart. Okay, then let's. We are asystolic. Yes. Asystolic. Yep. Jermaine, are you good with this, or are you? How recent is this trauma?
Husband said he couldn't reach her for
transport. We don't know if it's within 10 minutes, man. Okay, yeah.
Husband has not been able to reach her by any means for a few hours. Stab wound to the chest. Let Henry know that.
Medics work for only a few minutes before realizing there's nothing more they can do. Beside Crystal's body, tucked inside her purse, the officer notices a handgun she never even had time to reach for. With the immediate area secure, officers spread out throughout the house, searching every room for the attacker, but no one is inside. And as officers step outside the home, they start noticing small details that don't line up with an impulsive crime.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory. Husband said there was a dude who's been stalking her and threatened to kidnap her. And Martinez was involved, and Martinez just said, hey, this is a big old... I don't know, dude. I don't know the history on that part. Martinez does, though, and he said he's coming in. So, other than that, we're just kind of securing the scene and waiting for detectives, you know? See what they need. I kicked that, yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. That is very interesting. Almost like dude might have stuck around from this way and...
I wonder if maybe the door was unlocked. That's how he got in. And then
you know what, dude?
Deadbolted when?
You know what? I don't know. I kicked it and it went pretty easy. So I'm going to say no deadbolt.
It wasn't deadbolted. It was just handle was locked.
I saw her, came around, booted it.
Officers quickly confirmed the door was unlocked, and a strip of blue tape had been placed over the Ring doorbell camera. Whoever did this clearly planned it and came prepared.
Become a versatile and in-demand asset in the workforce with the University of Florida's College.
As police continue searching the scene, more family members begin arriving one by one, each of them unknowingly walking into the worst moment of their lives, while officers prepare to deliver the news no family ever wants to hear.
They revive her?
I don't know anything just yet, ma'am. I don't know anything just yet. Are you...
She's her mom. She's a mom. Family friend.
Family friend?
Family friend from down the street. I live right in the blue house there. We asked her to come knock on the door.
Okay. Is her husband almost here?
Is he gone? Is she gone?
We want to give you guys all the information all together. Okay. We don't want to have to repeat the information over and over for you guys to continue anything, so...
He said he was on. What did we do to her? No. They won't say. They won't say. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh my gosh.
Who's in charge? Who can we talk to? We'd like to know what happened.
Absolutely. And as soon as someone frees up who can tell you, I'll send them your way, okay?
Our son's on his way.
Is this your daughter, sir, or your daughter-in-law?
That was my daughter.
This is your daughter, and so her brother's on his way.
Yeah. 121, copy instruction.
With Crystal's father and brother now at the scene, the weight of what's happened settles over the family, and it grows heavier by the minute. The only person missing is Crystal's husband, Daniel, the man who feared he wouldn't be able to protect her for weeks. Now he's on his way to find out those fears have come true. As they wait for him, detectives arrive at the scene and begin coordinating their next steps to hunt down whoever did this. Little do they know, the killer they're looking for is still in the area, much closer than they think.
So I pulled my car around to the garage just to see if her car was in the garage, and I immediately saw her at the base of the stairs, a blood smear on the wall, and I came around and booted the front door. It turns out it wasn't locked. There's also a piece of masking tape over the ring camera, almost like somebody approached from the side and taped it. Okay. And then maybe she opened the door for somebody. First thing I noticed was an obvious head wound. They noticed after tearing the shirt and everything off, she had a good stab wound right there. So that's what we got. Husband should be here any minute.
Okay, so I need another detective up here to start working with canvassing. I need you to stay here, and Martinez is coming here, so he'll be good with that. I want you and Martinez to work on this. I'm going to give
Martinez was working on the stalking before.
Yeah.
That guy's his name.
But we got to be careful. We have to be careful. We don't know. Anybody that's here is still suspect, so we need to be sure that we stay focused on that.
Yep.
As investigators discuss plans to interview Crystal's family and her husband Daniel, he arrives on scene, cutting the conversation short. And right away, he makes it clear to everyone that he's nothing more than a devastated victim, overwhelmed by what's happened to his wife.
Okay, I need you to stay back, sir. I understand. I need you to stay back here. Family's over here. Family's over here.
I know there's a lot of questions right now. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of answers for you. But I know what you want to do right now. That we can have all that.
Or could you have someone lead me over there?
At this time, officers have no reason to suspect Daniel of anything, so they treat him with care as he goes through this traumatic moment. But beneath that devastation lies a cold, heartless man, because Daniel knows exactly what happened inside that garage, and Daniel is the killer himself. Every tear and shaking breath is part of his act, one he will continue selling to police and Crystal's family standing just a few feet away.
I didn't protect her. I was the person who protect her.
Let them know about, and they're going to talk to her. They're not going to say, nobody says anything. We're just going to tell her that. We're not going to tell her. We don't tell. This is a family matter. We're just going to figure out a reunification. We'll take care of it. Just make sure that transportation.
As this tragedy unfolds, Crystal's mother embraces Daniel, trying to comfort him, having no idea the man she's holding is the one who murdered her daughter. Unfortunately for officers, the hardest part of the job still isn't over. As the family grieves outside the home, a detective is sent to the school to pick up Crystal's children, who still have no idea what happened to their mother. When the detective finds Crystal's eldest daughter, she's already shaken. She's been watching the live camera feed on her phone and saw enough to know something terrible happened. But what she tells the detective next is what truly alarms her. Her mother's stalker has been hinting at something far darker recently, and he might have deadly plans for the rest of the family.
My phone notified me of my house cameras going off. There was police at my house and an ambulance, and there was a stretcher. I couldn't bring myself to see who was on the stretcher, so I call my mom and dad. My dad picks up and he's crying.
They're probably about 7 minutes away. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, something happened. Okay, that's why you're here. Okay,
You know what's going on?
I do, but I can't. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, because we're still actively investigating what's going on out there. So I don't want to give you wrong information. That's the last thing I want to do. Okay. What has been going on at home?
So this dude has been threatening my mom, stalking her, taking photos of my dad, saying that he's going to kill him.
Who do we know who this person is?
One of her ex. I don't know his name.
Like an ex-boyfriend or?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And they broke up a while ago. They ended it as friends. So this has all come to a really big shock to her. And then, so he's been contacting her from different numbers, sending pictures of my dad, saying he's gonna kill them. He hasn't mentioned anything about me and my siblings yet, which is good. He's like, he posted something to a website, trying to recruit guys to like help him with whatever plan he's doing. And then he's like,
How did you guys learn about that?
He's been contacting my mom through all of this, so my mom has contacted the police, and she has like a whole bunch of people on the case. But the thing is, he's making it sound like she's helping him, and she's not. And so,
Helping him like try to kill your dad?
Yeah, and so like we're afraid that the police are gonna turn on us.
Okay.
And so she's been trying to protect herself.
I had a crazy idea. We were surprised that no one had done it before.
What Crystal's daughter reveals isn't just alarming, it's sickening. Because this so-called stalker isn't just threatening the family, he's twisting the narrative inside their home. He's making it look like Crystal was secretly working with him to kill Daniel, manipulating the kids into believing their own mother is dangerous while positioning Daniel as the helpless target who needs protection. To the kids, their mother starts to look untrustworthy. To detectives, Daniel starts to look like a victim, and to the stalker, everything is going exactly according to plan. It's a disturbing, genius level of premeditation, carried out by a man willing to use anyone, even his own children. The detective logs this information and coordinates with Crystal's sister-in-law, Kate, to get the children safely out of the school. Back at the crime scene, detectives continue their work. They canvass the neighborhood, speak with neighbors, and begin collecting every CCTV clip they can find to reconstruct the killer's movements. By this point, there's enough evidence tying Crystal's ex-boyfriend Anthony to months of harassment, allowing police to obtain a nationwide arrest warrant for stalking. Departments across the country are notified to be on the lookout for him. Additionally, with a homicide on their hands and a killer on the loose, investigators can escalate the case and issue exigent circumstance warrants to service providers to finally speed up the digital data they've been waiting on. If Martinez received those files weeks earlier, things might have been very different. In the meantime, Daniel, along with the rest of the family, is taken to the police station for formal interviews. At this stage, it's standard procedure, and investigators are simply looking to collect statements. But about 2 hours later, when detectives finally sit down with Daniel, his routine interview will begin to take a very different turn.
So, your home security system, you access that through your personal phone?
Google Nest.
It's Google Nest. Okay.
Hi. This fixing me.
Okay.
Just push a home.
Home. Okay. So I have your permission to operate this phone and get what we need?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many different cameras do you have?
4. Doorbell. Side of the house, driveway, back door.
How long have you had it?
Doorbell, a couple years. The others, all since September. We had an intruder. I I called the police. He came when we had a garage intruder.
A month after Daniel reported the garage intruder back in September is when the stalking first began, and by then, the couple had already installed multiple cameras around the house, plus their Ring doorbell. But even with all that security, and after police confirmed they had no GPS trackers on their cars, the stalker still found a way to follow them, sending Crystal a photo of Daniel walking into work and texting her about seeing her at the dentist. So as the detective scrolls through the surveillance footage to understand the timeline, he notices something strange that catches Daniel off guard.
So when do your cameras go off? Do you ever have them set to turn off?
24/7.
Okay.
They don't turn off. If you lose internet or in the app, you can turn them off.
And who has the ability to turn off the cameras? Who has the ability to go in the app and turn these off?
Christine, me, and God,
It's all right. It's all right, Dan.
Home shows all four.
Oh,
and
perfect.
Home. I can settings.
Okay. Oh,
just us.
Just us. Okay.
The detective's question here isn't by chance. It's prompted by something peculiar he noticed on the surveillance app. All of the home's cameras shut off at 8:15 a.m. and they stay off until 10:15 a.m. Only the camera pointed outside the garage remains active during that entire 2-hour window. This instantly narrows the murder time frame to those 2 hours. Just then, Martinez finally arrives at the interview room. He's the lead detective who's been handling Crystal's stalking case for months, and now that case has become something far worse. He sits down with her devastated husband, feeling the weight of the loss they both couldn't prevent. They didn't save Crystal, they couldn't protect her, and now they're here, mourning her loss, trying to piece together what happened.
I've had to protect her.
It's not your fault.
I was supposed to protect her.
It's not your fault. I'm sorry I didn't answer. I actually wasn't in today.
As Daniel breaks down, something catches Martinez's attention. Daniel is crying, but there are no tears. The detective finds it strange and more than a little concerning. Wanting to probe deeper, Martinez asks for a moment alone with Daniel to see what's really going on beneath the surface. And the moment he starts asking questions, things get heated, fast.
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help prevent it.
I know you said that you don't think that there was somebody else. She said. Okay. Why do you keep asking? I'm just trying to put everything together to kind of get a bigger picture, because you said that she's been acting kind of weird lately and, you know, being very secretive and withholding of information for you. So I'm just trying to understand, I guess, so we can backtrack what she's been doing this past month.
Martinez's question here is telling of what he's thinking. He's not ruling out Daniel as a possible suspect. After all, the couple were going through a separation period, and this is meant to probe whether jealousy or something else could have played a role in Crystal's death. Sensing the tension in Daniel's response, the detective decides not to press any further. But as they step out for a quick break, Daniel says something that makes it obvious he struck a nerve.
I've seen enough movies. It's always the husband. I get it.
After detectives collect the initial information from Daniel, his children finally arrive at the police department. They still don't know what happened to their mother, only that something is very, very wrong. Daniel is notified of their arrival and given a choice. Should he be the one to tell them, or leave it to officers and Crystal's family? Instead of letting someone else deliver the news, Daniel insists on telling them himself. A decision that appears compassionate on the surface, but underneath, it's a way for him to control the narrative and shape how his children see him, even in a moment of tragedy. Following this, investigators sit down with Crystal's family to begin their interviews, and this is where things start to take a concerning turn. Up until now, the case seems straightforward. Crystal has a stalker, her ex-boyfriend Anthony. That stalker killed her. Find Anthony, and you find Crystal's killer. But once detectives start speaking to Crystal's parents, brother, and sister-in-law, things become far more complicated. And what they learn next will force them to reconsider everything they think they know about Crystal, her marriage, and even her stalker.
So your understanding, I guess, of it's the ex-husband who's been kind of...
It's not my husband, it's an ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend.
From when she was 18 years old.
Okay, gotcha. Can you think of any, I guess, recent, has he reached out to you? Have you seen any...
No, he's never contacted me. I know yesterday she told me that he had messaged her again 2 days ago or so. Let her know that he was ready to come back, and so she can go ahead and off her husband now. Make it look a little like she was in on this whole deal with killing her husband, I guess.
Do you think there's anything doesn't feel right, doesn't seem right, something that, I don't know, you just feel like might be important to our investigation?
I don't know, I know that Christine was very concerned and worried about this guy, and I just always felt like it was there was something weird about it, that I can't put my finger on it. It just, I feel like she had said that it was this Anthony guy, that it seemed very different than past behavior in him, that he was never sexual in the past, and that these were very hypersexual things. And so I think even at one point she was questioning whether it was actually him.
I don't know if you necessarily know anything more about that, but they also just kind of mentioned you guys are kind of close, and just see if maybe some sort of insight on that at all.
Insight on their marriage?
Or just, was there issues going on? Were they having problems? Was there, kind of anything that was kind of...
She had shared with me that they had separated.
Okay.
But were still living together a year ago. And I had asked her if she, over text, if she had, if she believed that it was Anthony. But she didn't believe, at the time that I was asking her, that it was anybody but Anthony. She was fully convinced that it was Anthony.
Okay.
My mom has always been suspicious, and I just don't know where that comes from.
Okay.
Can you elaborate on that? Suspicious how, or...
My mom?
Yeah.
Suspicious? I don't know, because she... It's the difficulty finding Anthony. Why is it so hard to find Anthony? Why can't there, cell phone records or IP stuff? So my mom had that frustration, and so I think her mind starts to wander towards conspiracy type things, right? Of oh, maybe it's the husband, or maybe it's Dan, and I don't know. I don't see it there just because, I don't know. Dan just seems so incapable of doing something like that to me.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I talked to him, and him and I just hung out and talked for 2 hours. And he was very concerned about getting his family together and talking about being vigilant but not paranoid.
Even though Crystal's brother Lars sounds skeptical of his mother's suspicions, she isn't exactly wrong, as, on the surface, it makes no sense that Anthony couldn't be tracked down for months. Lars would also go on to explain that Crystal and Daniel saw their marriage very differently. Crystal wanted out, Daniel didn't, and the family seemed to view their relationship as dysfunctional but not violent. But listening to these statements, one thing becomes very clear. Every family member felt that something about the stalker was off. There was a shared intuition they couldn't quite articulate, and when detectives sit down with Crystal's mother, she makes that suspicion very clear.
I know you said, and I kind of learned on scene that
I'm on those best,
she was
you
married,
heard?
had 3 children.
Her life was hell when she left months and last year. Her husband and her were not in good terms. He was in complete denial. She'd tell me how he was.
Did she ever give you insight on what kind of led her to feel like her marriage was over, or?
Dan is explosive, but I've never seen him, hurt her. He would hurt the kids, but, some people think the corporal punishment is okay with kids. But he would hurt.
I look want to skip the interviews.
She was worried about that. I don't want to say it.
Or at least this one.
But he was in. She told me.
I mean, we already know.
That's been doing.
Be involved with the stalker is an alarming accusation, and it makes things even more complicated for the detectives. At this point, the family itself is split. Crystal's brother Lars completely dismisses the idea that Daniel could be involved, calling it nothing more than a conspiracy. But others felt that there was something off about Anthony and the entire stalking agenda. With all statements collected, detectives wrap the family interviews and regroup to make sense of everything they've gathered. By combining everything they've learned, detectives land on a clearer picture of where the investigation now stands. The family interviews raised enough concern, and there was enough tension in the marriage that detectives decide they can't rule out Daniel yet, and he officially becomes a potential suspect. But even with Daniel now on the radar, Anthony remains as the obvious prime suspect in Crystal's homicide. His threats and weeks-long stalking campaign still place him at the center of the investigation. With that in mind, detectives know their next move. It's time to find Anthony. At around 3 p.m. that afternoon, police finally get their first real break in months. After digging through everything they have on Anthony Holland, investigators land on a possible address in Utah. Because they can't reach him themselves, Broomfield detectives coordinate with Utah County Sheriff's Office, sharing his name, photo, and the address where he's believed to be staying. Up until now, Anthony has only existed as a name in emails and threats, a distant figure who no one has actually seen. So when officers finally get a hit on his location, it becomes the first real chance to confront the man they've been hunting for months.
I'm going to ask you a couple of names to see if you recognize any names.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the name Crystal Krug? She may have been Grimsrod when you knew her.
Yeah.
And do you know a Daniel Krug?
No.
No? How do you know Crystal?
She was an ex-girlfriend.
She's an ex-girlfriend? How long the ex? Like how long ago?
1999.
Oh, so like a long while ago.
She was my very first girlfriend ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to Crystal? Has it been a minute?
It's been a minute, yeah.
Like since you moved from Durango?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been what, back in 2014?
Yeah.
Have you had any contact with anybody in that area since? Anybody, or have they contacted you at any time?
No.
I'm going to give you a phone number, and it's to a sergeant with the Broomfield Police Department.
Okay.
He would like you to reach out and talk to him.
All right.
They have an incident. I don't know the full details of their incident out there, and so I'll let him talk to you about that aspect. He had asked us to come out here to your house and talk with you. They were debating on, you do have an active warrant out of Broomfield Police Department, and they were debating on if they were going to have us arrest you or not. They are not going to have us arrest you on it. I'm going to advise you of the fact that you do have a warrant out of Colorado, and you can talk to this sergeant about the details of it, if that makes sense.
As officers speak with Anthony, he appears intoxicated and confused. After being briefed on the situation, he gives his timeline, insisting he never left Utah and spent the morning with family nowhere near Colorado. Once they collect Anthony's statement, Utah officers leave to begin verifying every part of his story. In the meantime, detectives back in Colorado regroup to reassess the investigation. With Anthony still denying involvement, Detective Martinez turns back to the one angle he hasn't fully explored yet: Crystal's husband, Daniel. Since he never ruled out jealousy or affairs as a possible motive, he decides to dig deeper into Daniel's past. And that's when he stumbles onto something interesting and very unsettling. While searching old reports, Martinez finds a closed but unresolved stalking complaint from years earlier. The victim who filed it is a woman named Carrie, and as it turns out, she was Daniel's ex-girlfriend. The more Martinez reviews, the more disturbing the pattern becomes. The report claims she was stalked for weeks by an obsessed man who impersonated multiple people, manipulating her through fake identities. Detectives quickly locate Carrie and bring her in for an interview. When they sit down with her, they uncover a story so disturbingly similar to Crystal's, it opens up an entirely new theory.
Oh, shit.
I think it was, like I said, a couple months I broke up with him a couple months into my freshman year.
He, he was pretty emotional, I would say, sort of desperation would maybe be a word I would use to describe after the breakup of, please don't do this, kind of, crying, that sort of thing, that I can recall. And then I started to get messages from his roommate, and that person's name is Tom, on AOL Instant Messenger. And I know Tom is real because they were roommates. If I called him, Tom would sometimes pick up the phone. They had a joint room and a joint phone. Tom, his role, I would say, was sort of to gain sympathy from me for Dan and continue to encourage me to communicate with Dan. There was perhaps some indication that he was, or was, because of the breakup, just really not doing well. So this, made me keep communication up with Dan. And Tom ended up being Dan, right? So all these people I'm going to tell you about end up being Dan Krug, not Tom. Yeah, even though Tom is a real person, he was not sending me these messages.
Suffice it to say, what Carrie tells detectives sounds all too familiar. Everything she describes echoes the same pattern detectives have been seeing with Crystal, but the parallels don't stop there.
Things I remember is a group of my friends from our dorm had met, I don't even know how, some cadets from the Air Force Academy. Sure. And so we all went to a movie, something super innocuous, and there was like a group of us. I must have told Dan about that, and I think it was 2 or 3 days later, I got a message from someone named Nick Clark. And Nick basically said, I'm a cadet at the Air Force Academy. I know you went out with these people, and I want you to know that he came back, or these people came back and said that you slept with him. So now there's this rumor going around the whole academy that you're an easy target kind of thing. And Nick, I think, served the purpose of sabotaging anyone I was meeting if they were associated with the Air Force Academy. Of course, the person that I met and went to the movies with was like, I want nothing to do with you, you weirdo. And so shortly, I don't know, a while after that, I started actually more seriously dating Air Force cadet named Mark Hansen. Then, of course, Nick Clark made a reappearance, and I was getting pretty consistent messages from him. And so he said, we need to find out who's doing this. And he got me a meeting with the Office of Special Investigations at the Air Force Academy. I sat with them, and they kind of laid the emails out on the table, and they said, we've had like a forensic psychologist, sort of professional, look at all these emails, and it's Dan, is what they said.
Carrie would go on to explain that despite their suspicions, there was never enough evidence tying Daniel back to the messages she received then. Everything had been sent from a public library, and because of that, her accusations remained just that, suspicions. But even without proof, the similarities between the two women's experiences are impossible to ignore. And for the first time, detectives begin considering a fourth possibility they never imagined. What if Daniel has been playing everyone? What if he's been impersonating Anthony? What if he's always been the architect behind the entire stalking campaign? Detective Martinez receives the intel from Carrie's interview, and with that, Daniel officially becomes an equal prime suspect alongside Anthony. At this point, the only thing that can give them a definitive answer is the digital evidence. So while they wait for that, Martinez receives something he can work with immediately: the full set of surveillance footage collected from the neighborhood and Daniel's workplace. Investigators sit down and begin reconstructing the full picture of what happened before Crystal was killed. Shortly before 8 a.m., Crystal arrives home after dropping off the kids. She pulls into the garage, closes the door, and everything looks normal. Minutes later, at 8:15 a.m., the entire security system goes offline. Every camera except the outside garage camera is taken down for the next 2 hours. At 8:25 a.m., that lone camera records something deeply concerning. Daniel leaves the house to go to work later than he normally does, and shortly after the time medical examiners believe Crystal was killed. From there, workplace footage shows Daniel moving through the building around 9 a.m., greeting coworkers and appearing completely normal, as if nothing had happened at home. And when investigators check footage from surrounding houses, they find no one approaching the property all morning. Everything about the timeline makes Daniel look more suspicious by the minute. With all these new developments, detectives bring Daniel back in for another interview. He walks in expecting routine procedural follow-ups, completely unaware of how much has changed since the last time he sat in this room. This is when Daniel's months-long, carefully crafted plan begins to crumble. This time, Detective Martinez walks in with a completely different energy than before. He's no longer feeling Daniel out. He's here with one clear objective: confront him with what's been uncovered and see if his version of events finally breaks.
Alright.
Let's see this
How you feeling right now? Just kind of about everything. No.
Everything hurts. I feel like I have two different voices going through my head right now. I have my brother Matthew. Yeah, I've mentioned him. He's the sheriff's lieutenant. And I have his voice saying, talk to the police. And in typical cop fashion, you married a prosecutor. So I have Lynn's voice in my head going, get a fucking lawyer. I just want this to be done. I don't want to. I just don't want to.
Right away, Daniel doesn't open the interview casually. He opens it with a calculated trick. By hinting at getting a lawyer, he's warning detectives, push too hard, and this interview is over. It's clever, but Martinez has a counterplan. Instead of confronting him, he'll pivot the conversation to his relationship with Crystal, making it feel like safer ground to get Daniel comfortable and talking. But if Daniel had any motive to take Crystal out of the picture, this is where it would surface.
Well, I'm sure, especially you guys are trying to work together to be safe, keep your family safe, keep your... As dysfunctional as it is, you still both had the common goal of keeping it safe, right?
Mm-hmm. I had her as a partner to protect the family.
What does that mean?
But it didn't feel like a...
Shit, it's glitching out. Is it the internet?
Partner who valued me. And I told her at that point, I told her I didn't want to die for someone who...
Moments like this only add to their suspicion.
You're trying to work together to be safe, keep your family safe, keep your... As dysfunctional as it is, you still both had the common goal of keeping it safe, right?
I had her as a partner to protect the family. But it didn't feel like a partner who valued me. And I told her at that point, I told her I didn't want to die for someone who didn't care about me anymore.
That's really hard.
I was hurting when I said that. And what I wanted was her to say she cared about me. She did.
Although Daniel is being honest about what was going on in their marriage, to detectives, moments like this only add to their suspicions. Resentment, rejection, a failing marriage, these are all things that, in the wrong circumstances, can turn into a motive. And this is exactly where the interview takes a sharp turn. What Daniel doesn't know yet is that since his last interview, detectives received something they kept secret for this exact moment. One of the tech companies finally responded to their urgent warrants and provided some of the digital data they needed. And as it turns out, the emails the stalker had been sending, the messages that terrorized Crystal for weeks, were coming from somewhere much closer to home.
One of the things that we really started looking into today in an effort to find Anthony is the Gmail. So some of that information that we've been able to receive today is a little bit concerning, I guess.
The Gmail account, the Kickman account that you guys initially received with the photo of you in it, and then the phone number, those originated through their IP addresses at your office.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, he took the photo of me at my office.
Both of those accounts originated from IP addresses that list back to your office.
There are Wi-Fi access throughout the facility for employees, and there's public Wi-Fi access throughout the entire facility.
Right now, we're working with the director to get all of the IP information to see what devices were using that specific address during that time. Because I guess the biggest concern is just the timing of everything, that it just doesn't quite make sense to have somebody create an account, take a photo, and then immediately send it off, and then the account is no longer being used.
None of this makes any sense.
Daniel looks thrown off, unsure where Martinez is going with this. The emails tied to the stalker connect back to Daniel's workplace, a detail he clearly didn't expect detectives to know. He seems nervous, but still cooperative. So detectives decide it's time to push further, because they have something else they withheld from Daniel until now. During the investigation into Anthony's alibi, officers in Utah forwarded something small but important. A time-stamped shopping receipt placing Anthony in Utah that morning, miles away from Colorado at the time Crystal was killed. Martinez and his partner decide it's the perfect time to see how Daniel reacts when they push him directly and force him to confront the possibility that he might be the stalker.
Also, let's add on top of that the fact that there's, as far as we know right now, there's no physical way that Kickman could have been involved in this based on where he's at right now. So, you know, the mystery continues, and
it has to be possible.
Things are certainly pointing in one direction right now.
Well, and you've given us reason. Here's the other thing, Daniel, is I sympathize with the fact that you're in an extremely frustrating situation. I know you want to be a part of your kids' lives, but you can also sense that's why we're asking all these questions about infidelity and everything else. Is there some other mystery man that we don't know about?
I have been faithful. Period.
You know Anthony has reached out to her in the past, number of times.
She's very open.
Right. And the last time was 2016-ish. He had asked her at one point if she wanted to have sex. If there's any bit of question about infidelity, whether it's with Anthony or anybody else, we might create an account to see if Christine's actually interested in Anthony. So we ask her, push the bounds a little bit, and see if that will confirm our suspicions of infidelity. You don't get the response and the openness you once did for about 28 days, from October 2nd to October 31st. So you amp it up a little bit, send a photo of yourself to her, and an account you created.
I get the narrative you're putting together, but it alleges that I would do this to my children.
But I think ultimately what happened today, would bring you the closest to your children that you've probably ever been in your mind.
I'm very close to my children. You're afraid to lose time with them if you get the divorce.
Clearly, detectives managed to perfectly articulate Daniel's reality, one he may not have even fully admitted to himself.
Right.
He is a man so terrified of losing his children, so desperate to stay in control of his family, that he would do anything if he felt it slipping away, even if it meant murder. The detective's brutal honesty leaves Daniel speechless. He doesn't argue or deny it. He just sits there in quiet resignation, wearing the look of someone who's realizing everyone can see straight through his lies.
If you were watching these facts unfold in front of you in a movie, what would you say happened?
There has to be someone else
that was able to turn off the cameras, that was able to use your IP address from your work to create accounts, to send messages and photos, to act as a stalking suspect.
I don't know, I'm not the one who does this. I'm analytical at work, and I read and write fiction at home. I don't do crime drama. I don't know what any of this is. Kickman is 6.5 hour drive. And then in fact, he was contacted in his house, severely intoxicated. There's no way he could have made that drive. All this time that we've been looking for him for the protection order. And you just found him today, like that.
We've been chasing the wrong dog.
It sounds like you're accusing me. We have a lot of information that points your direction, and we were hoping that you could provide explanation other than it wasn't me. I don't have a narrative or a story that I can offer you, because I thought we...
Bro, let's stop going back and forth,
Maybe
bro.
you told them that she suspected you of having...
She said that right to my face, that she wanted to know if it was me. And I told her no.
But I think there's more to the story. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's not adding up. I'd like to know what happened this morning. I'd like to know
me too.
What caused you to get so upset to hurt your wife, because I believe that's what happened.
Well, I want to know what happened. We haven't been there to know, and there's only one person in this room that can tell us.
I think you got confirmation or found out that she had a boyfriend this morning, or something happened that pissed you off, and you did something that you regret now because you can't go back.
I've answered all your questions that I can. You have your theory. Please find the right one. You're done.
As calm as he's been this entire interview, Daniel finally decides he's had enough and drops the act. His story has crumbled. Detectives see straight through his lies, and he knows it. With nothing left to cling to, Daniel quietly asks for an attorney, and the interview comes to an end. Even though he continues insisting he's innocent, there's one detail Daniel admits on his own. One no one even knew about until now. Crystal herself confronted him about being the stalker. Hearing that from Daniel's own mouth hits Martinez hard, because to him, that sounds like the kind of confrontation that could have pushed everything over the edge. But without hard proof, detectives can't yet say Daniel is truly responsible. So with the interview over, Daniel is processed for physical evidence and escorted out of the police station. But before he leaves, he turns back and tells detectives one final thing.
I won't be the one who did this. Because I don't. You don't believe that? Fine. Just don't stop looking elsewhere. Focus on me. Okay? Find the fucker who did this. Are you married? With kids? Divorced?
Damn.
Red line yet? I don't care if you capture him. I just want the fucker to pay. He took my children's mother for Christmas.
Over the next 2 days, the case becomes the department's top priority. Every available officer is working on it, and this is when the investigation finally begins to break wide open. Officers in Utah finally finish verifying Anthony's alibi. They find surveillance footage showing him in Utah at the time of Crystal's murder, and there are no travel records or license plate pings placing him anywhere near Colorado.
Okay, so it was
then,
him.
the last of the digital evidence arrives, and this time, it's overwhelming. The burner phones used to send the threatening messages to Crystal were purchased with a Visa gift card registered under Daniel Krug's name, and cell tower records show those burner phones were always in the same location as Daniel's personal phone, meaning he was carrying both devices at the same time. And then comes the final blow. Detectives uncovered Daniel's Google searches from the night before the murder. How hard would you have to hit someone in the head to make them unconscious? When is a head injury a cause for concern? Piece by piece, the picture comes together. There's no Anthony, there's no mysterious stalker. It's always been just Daniel. Detectives now understand exactly what happened. Daniel created the entire stalking persona in a twisted attempt to regain control of his failing marriage. And when Crystal began to suspect the truth, Daniel killed her to cover it up. On December 16th, an arrest warrant is issued for Daniel Krug. Officers are dispatched immediately, finding him on his way to his daughter's dance performance. As patrol units close in, Daniel's movements strike them as suspicious. He appears to be heading back towards his car, and officers believe he may be trying to get away.
Get this. This is a detective. Get him out. Go. On the island. Just get right. All right, we're coming up in front. Just get up and bump the back. No, fuck. Go. Just go. 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 Show us your hands. Show us your hands. Hands on your face. Hands on your face. Under red.
Daniel Krug is taken into custody without incident. In the weeks that follow, police finish their work. The digital forensic evidence, the surveillance timeline, the phone data, all of it leads back to the same person. Investigators become certain that Daniel Krug acted alone. He created a fake stalker, framed an ex-boyfriend, manipulated his wife, his children, and law enforcement. Before the case reaches trial, Daniel formally pleads not guilty. In April of 2025, his case moves into the courtroom. The story prosecutors present is devastatingly clear.
This was about Dan losing control. He was not in love with Christelle, and that resentment had turned to rage by the time we get to December 14th. Think about what he did to her. You don't do that to somebody you love. Think about the absolute nightmare and hell that he made the last few months of her life.
On the other hand, Daniel's defense argues that there was no physical evidence placing him at the crime scene and that he could not have been the killer.
We know the physical evidence. And there is an enormous disconnect between that and the circumstantial picture the prosecution wants you to believe. Mr. Krug did not kill his wife.
Yeah, he did.
He did not commit these crimes.
After both sides make their case, the jury deliberates for nearly 2 days. And on April 17th, 2025, they return with their verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
Let's go.
Daniel is found guilty of first-degree murder, stalking, and criminal impersonation. He is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Like and subscribe if you want some more. Please subscribe to more Wick. Please. That's a more organized channel. And shit like that, yeah. Let's end this.